Welcome back to episode 264 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast. This one's just for you, Baba Louie.
Walking through the card show, what do I see? A Connor McDavid, Young Guns, way overpriced for me. Check the comps, it sold last week for $1,000, but delusional pricer wants 3, says it's in high demand. He says this one's special, it's got that magic glow, but it's off-center, dinged up, and way too low. I tell him nobody's paying that, my friend. He just shrugs and marks it up again. Oh, delusional pricer, why you so high? Your cards sit forever, no one will buy. Oh, buy his BMG, it's sick, but not 50K. You'll never sell a thing, pricing cards this way. Future watch auto says it's a steal. Yeah, I know it comps at 2, but my price is a deal. $4,000 later, it's still in his case, and he's blaming the market instead of his ways. He says McDavid's heating up. Just wait and see, bro. That card's been listed since it's 2023. I offer a fair deal, try to keep it polite, but he scoffs and says it's worth more in the right light. Delusional pricer, why you so high? Your cards sit forever, no one will buy.
That was great.
All right, boys.
Delusional pricer.
Sit and collect dust, buddy.
Yeah, I made that one just for you, Louie, because I know it frustrates you.
It does. It drives me nuts.
Well, big day, Super Bowl Sunday. I was thinking this morning about, Phil, how much of it's really a national holiday here in the U.S. Is it a big deal in Canada? Are there Super Bowl parties galore? And
there are lots.
No.
I'm out of the loop, but when I was bartending, there was parties everywhere. People, it is a huge deal in Canada. I don't think it compares to anything in the States. It doesn't have a holiday feel to it, but it's definitely talked about and heavily interested in. I'm like Hasselhoff took a McDonald's shift today, and he was upset that he was going to miss the Super Bowl, but he doesn't care that much, you know. Yeah.
You guys have a rooting interest for the game?
As long as the Chiefs lose, I'm happy.
That's all that's got
I'm
to happen.
I'm not a Patrick Mahomes fan. I'm not usually one to jump on a bandwagon, but that's a bandwagon I can support.
Hey,
He's extremely
either bandwagon.
He's extremely unlikable, and I think when the camera's on him, like I remember 3 years ago, he kept limping, and then when the camera wasn't on him, he stopped limping, and then the camera went on him, and he was limping again. Like he knew the whole. Ever since then, I can't get behind that type of behavior. You know, and his brother, oh my goodness. Mike Cole showed me some videos of his brother. Can't do it.
I guess his wife, too, is pretty active on social media and may rub a couple people the wrong way. My kids were showing me.
Yeah. The kids show the adults.
The problem we have, even if you're not a big Patrick Mahomes fan, is if you like the Vikings, the Eagles have not been kind to us over the past few years. So it's kind of hard to root for either team, isn't it, Louis?
Correct.
Yeah.
I really don't care. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I do care who wins. I hate Philly, but I don't want the Chiefs to win because, sorry, I stepped on your touchdown call there, Phil, but I don't think they should even be there. You got refs getting fired, refs getting fined.
Jake Allen winning MVPs.
You know, so.
Josh Allen,
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Josh Allen, yeah.
St. Louis, yeah. So,
there's a Canadian for you. Okay. Now,
Hold on. I do have to say, on the flip side of that coin, I respect the ability. Like, the guy's a sharpshooter. He's no Tom Brady, who I also don't like, but respect more than Mahomes. But the Kansas City Chiefs offense is pretty insane. But, you know, remember when Kelsey was yelling at Reed last year's Super Bowl? Like, what was that? Like, I don't like any of that, you know, and he's, you know, I don't want to get political.
You know, they changed the wording or the call for roughing the passer. It's now roughing the Patrick.
Oh,
Yeah. Would he
I
have
didn't
done
know
good
that.
20 years ago in the league? Probably not. We don't know,
Yeah. Wow. Could say that probably about a lot of guys. Well,
True.
Phil, was the big monthly Ottawa card show today. Give us the scoop. How was it?
I left a bit early. I don't know. I'm
Oh.
it's not going. The show is very, it's never been busier, but it was like 60-40. I'd even almost say 70-30 TCG to hockey.
Oh, jeez.
It was wild. So I talked to Steve, the owner, and he's just all business. He's like, "Show me the money, you're in." Right? So
Oh
it's
yeah.
it
What's happening there? Are hockey vendors converting to TCG? Are they just not setting up anymore? Is he raising the? Is it like an auction? Whoever pays me the
no,
most gets a table.
it's not a price thing. It's Ottawa has a lot of dealers, but they're 55, 60 plus. And you know how we say at the expo, it's nice to see every year a little more of the basement type of dealer with the stale boxes
Mhm.
Yeah.
get replaced by the new modern dealer. Now, with that comes pros and cons. I
Mhm.
don't think folks in Ottawa like change that quickly, but a lot of the youth recognize an opportunity with the trading card games, and they're taking advantage of it where some of the older farts are not. And I
Yeah.
think that's what's happening. We don't like change, and you're not going to be 60 years old and start getting a Pokemon. Some have, most haven't, so they've given up. Like my buddy Jeff wasn't at the show today. Rob wasn't at the show today. They're just, no one's excited as much as we used to be. And I left early. I gave my table to one of my friends. He messaged me and said he's leaving early. He's not selling much.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. So I thought maybe we could get a separate, just hockey and TCG. But then if no one's going to come, no one's going to come.
Right.
I think that's a micro analyzation of the hobby as a whole. I don't want my words to be taken as, oh, Phil thinks the hobby's not doing good. I think the hobby's doing great. I just don't think this particular Ottawa show is getting the wheels,
Yeah.
the juice to keep going for
You
specific.
can't look at one show and declare the hobby dead.
No.
That's definitely not the case. I also I've thought this. I think well for the last few months in that I think we've been in a little bit of a new product lull. Not that new products haven't been coming out, but there really hasn't been a banger. And I think now where you have Allure, probably not O-Pee-Chee, even though we love it, but Series 2, which is going
Yeah.
to be huge. Who knows about EX 2000 if people will, I mean, that's more of a wild card at this point. But I would think next month when you have Celebrini and Michkov, Young Guns, that there hopefully would be a little bit more juice in the room.
Yeah, but like, what's the interest to get a card worth more money, right? Like, I feel even when I was in high school, hockey was part of our culture. Even
Mhm.
the jocks, the dorks, we all got behind the Sens or whatever our respective teams were. Or even someone who didn't like hockey had parents that were heavily in hockey. That culture, like Hasselhoff doesn't have Ottawa Senator buddies at his high school. That's crazy to me. That's insane. Like no one talks about hockey. It's not in the forefront. And that does make me nervous, right?
You
So
know, one of the reasons for that, I do.
hockey's
And it,
expensive to play.
well, yeah, but no, it's a phone thing that
Oh,
phones have trained us to have the smallest attention spans ever, and kids can't watch game. My son, who's in college, will tell you he loves the Timberwolves, but he doesn't have the patience to watch a game.
So let me
So he,
piggyback on that because I would have never known this. I just saw it looking through some news stuff. Um, someone proposed, somebody in the NBA proposed shortening the quarters to 10 minutes
what?
because the
the
attention
commissioner.
span isn't there. Oh, was it him for
Mhm.
doing that? And talking about TV timeouts, switching those around.
All right, that's
Mhm.
crazy. I'm gonna start doing yoga. I'm gonna learn how to meditate. This is crazy. I don't want to go this way. I don't want to bring my son into this world of quick attention. I know
Mhm.
we're all guilty of it too, right?
Well, can I add a couple things onto that too? So, and it's not like my son doesn't. My son knows everything. Like when we call him when he's at school or he comes home, he'll always say, "Hey," because I was a basketball player growing up, and I love basketball equally to hockey. Right? I don't pay nearly as attention to it to hockey because of our show and what we do. And I love the Timberwolves and I love Anthony Edwards in particular. He's
I
special
don't even know
in
who
my
that is.
opinion. And Sam will come home and he'll tell me everything that's going on with the team. but because he consumes everything via highlights on TikTok and Instagram, and people that make commentary and do little reels or whatever on them. That's how he. But he will, unless he goes in person, he never watches a game, which is just crazy to me. And the other thing that I could add to this, which is super fascinating, and anyone that kind of is geeky like this media stuff like me. So last night, we actually, as a family, because my son was home, his girlfriend was here, my daughter, we went out to dinner and then we came home. And I think on Netflix, there was a new Amy Schumer comedy called Kind of Pregnant. It is really good. It's really funny. It's raunchy. It's rated R. So take that. If you've noticed, and I bet, unless you guys have thought of this, it's going to sink in right now. They haven't made comedy movies in 5 years.
What do you mean?
Hardly any. Almost none. And the reason is it's the same reason as the sports thing, because people's attention span, like they've done studies on jokes per minute, and because comedy now through social media has to be, you have to hit somebody like every 8 to 10 seconds or something like that.
Like a dopamine
And nobody
hit.
had the patience for the long setup that's required in a feature length film. And so the thought was that it's not that comedies won't resonate with people anymore because they need instant jokes every 10 seconds.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they don't have the attention span to sit through it because of the phone.
Yeah, accompany it with a feel-good story with an arc of a character, then you got a good comedy movie. So like
Yeah.
Me, Myself, and Irene. Remember that? That
Mhm.
won't be
Well,
made
of
again.
course.
Yeah. Or There's Something About Mary. Remember?
Oh,
I
so
want to
good.
watch that movie with Hasselhoff, and I don't think he'd be like, how was this allowed to be made? You know? It's a raunchy movie.
But if you think about it, like there hasn't been any comedy movies in
No.
forever. And
Old Dads on Netflix. That's
yeah,
one that came to
maybe.
mind. Yeah. Well,
So it's kind of cool that they're making them again. But okay, I digress. We got a lot to
yeah,
get to
12
today.
minutes in. We're not even talking about hockey cards. What's happening?
Do you want to give a quick update on our website, hockeychecklists.com, a plural S? We did, if anyone that's typed in the singular version, we have purchased the domain for Hockey Checklist. I just have to get it pointed to there. And the first thing I'll say is all the feedback has been overwhelming and positive, and I'm very grateful for that. I was very nervous last week because we've put thousands of hours into this, and when you do that and you show it to the world, and if the collective response would have been nah,
It's okay. It's all right.
it would have been completely depressing. So very, very grateful, thankful to everyone. Have gotten tons of people have pointed out bugs, which we're in the process of fixing. Grateful for that. Tons of suggestions on features and things that aren't working smoothly. We literally have a list. We don't. Our goal isn't to say only get platitudes, right? We want to find out, well, what could be better, what's missing, what don't you understand, so that we can make it the best tool, the research tool that it could possibly be for the hobby. So we have a whole list of stuff that we're going to be adding. Right now, though, we're kind of in, part of what when in doing these updates is it's kind of a fun, I think, way to let people behind the curtain a little bit and kind of see what we're working on and follow along in sort of our process and trying to successfully launch this. The next week or two, I think, is going to be the big focus for the site is going to be a lot of boring stuff, but really important stuff. So like none of the bells and whistles that we want to see, but there's certain like foundational elements, like making sure that the website will be, what's the word I'm looking for? That it's optimized for organic search. So people, if you search for a checklist, that it comes up. Making sure that the traffic, like the Google Analytics, is tracking. A huge thing is speed. So if you go right now, we uploaded the first cup checklist, the most recent one from 2022-23, and it's too slow. And it really bothered. I'm very committed, and we're all committed to making the site lightning fast. And so the developers are already working on a number of projects to speed it up. And if that isn't satisfactory when those are done, we'll do more stuff to make it fast. And so it's going to be, a couple weeks of boring stuff. And in the meantime, though, we're adding a bunch of checklists. I think we're up to 20 total now.
Just keep using it. It'll be more efficient and better the more you use it. It's constantly being optimized. So if you check on Tuesday and you don't like it, this website sucks. Check Friday. It might be a lot faster. You know.
I've probably overwhelmed the developers with stuff. I send way too many emails, and they're
best friends. Josh and the developers are best friends.
Yeah. So
right.
He's not getting a gift basket that Christmas this year. I can promise.
Probably not. But we're paying them, so hopefully that works.
While you're poking around in there, I mean, you're not going to get anything. We won't call you a winner, but I threw an Easter egg in there.
Oh yeah.
Let me know if you can find it, or let me know if you come across it. Pretty funny.
What's Easter egg? I didn't know.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
That's with you.
I'm the Easter egg? Or it's probably
really
a Pinto thing, eh? Bunch of jerks.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to. Yeah, anyone the first person to find the Easter egg, message me, and we'll get you some sort of prize. That's on the fly there. So again, thank you to everyone that's tried the site out. Stick with us. Send us feedback. Send us what you like, what you don't like. If it's anything, right? It's all good. Want to make another quick mention for our partner and sponsor, GPS Sports Cards. So remember, this upcoming Wednesday night is your next break opportunity with GP. You can check out the latest mix of products, interesting breaks that Grant and his crew come up with at gpsportscards.com. So I've been diving in a little bit more into the breaks. And one of the things that I think, and Phil, you should definitely chime in because you've done a lot of breaks with him. A couple things
I wouldn't say a lot. I've done some.
Some, okay. So you have a bit more information than me, but a couple cool things that I noticed is that they've got a bounty from Ultimate Collection. So anytime they break Ultimate for the first Rookie Shield Auto 101 that gets pulled, there's a $4,000 bounty. I think that's pretty cool. I really like their mega mixers. I think you can tell this where Grant is a collector because it's the mix of sets that he adds to it.
Yeah, it's a perfect blend of amazingness, and you can 100% just hang out in the chat. You can tell Grant is a massive collector first, right? Business is business, but his heart is collecting, and you can tell there's no BS there.
Are the mega mixers the ones that you typically do, Phil?
Yeah, I love them. Yeah, go bigger, big risk, big reward. You know,
sure.
I haven't done well on them.
Is that same or different than the one you just did when I was chatting with you?
The mega mixers are probably the biggest, but then he also does like a pretty big, like let's say it was clear cut, so he did a 150 box mix. You know, that's not a regular thing on a Wednesday or Friday. They're more standard breaks, like a case break. But one out of every 10 breaks are jacked, like 250 box break. You know, I like the big ones because I like hanging out in the chat for 2-3 hours. It's fun. Yeah. Talk smack and it's great. Everyone good culture GP Sports has created.
You got
gpsportscards.com. Oh,
you got your what was it? Random player. You got Eichel, right?
Yeah, man, it was brutal. I got Jack Eichel.
Did you get any cards?
Letang. And I don't know, some other plug, but it wasn't a plug. He was a good player. Nothing. Not one card. Nothing.
That's clear cut though. That's one card box, right?
Yeah. Well, it worked out well for me on my break on Friday. So
okay. Last reminder before we get started is that our show is a Patreon podcast, which means you can support us for as little as $5 a month. And that includes the website too, hockeychecklist.com. All the support goes to making our show better, the checklist site better. It's very easy to do. You can become one of our first out of 299 supporters. You forever get that title. You also get access to our Discord server and part of our community of amazing people there. It's very easy to do. To support us, go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com. Click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page. Or if you just want to skip that and go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, and search for Hockey Cards Gongshow. We included a link in the show description in both the YouTube video and podcast apps. And then in our Instagram and TikTok profile, we have a link there too. We have 2 new patrons since our last show, which we're very humbled and grateful for. Tinfoil Mitts, which is, so I love these names. It's like, I want to message us and tell us the backstory there. He joined her out of $2.99. Absolutely love it. And then Crossbow 01 joined out of $2.99 as well. Have you guys ever shot a crossbow?
No.
Nope.
It's wild.
I feel like
How-
I'd be a good bow hunter. I feel like I'm built for that. You know, axe throwing, bow hunting, chopping wood, I'm low to the ground. You know,
You'd find a way to shoot yourself with a bow. I've seen you do too many things now, and like
Yeah.
cracking slabs and
Yeah, you're probably right.
Baba Louie. Bud,
Yes,
you ready
sir.
with the game plan?
I'm always ready with the game plan. So today we are going to start off with the Get to Know Your Hall of Famers. Then next, it's Who's Hot and the Struggle Bus. Following that, we get into some hobby news. And then it's part 2, building a card show in Saskatoon. After that, we'll jump into the St. Louis Blues Hobby Mount Rushmore. And then we had a little conversation with somebody selling your entire PC for one card.
Oh yeah.
After that, it's new product releases. We'll jump into the Gongshow Mailbag and talk about some of our personal pickups.
The Adam interview is airing on this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that was fun. That was really fun.
Pretty stacked show. So I'm very excited about that. Okay. Get to know your Hall of Famers. So we have just 2 Hall of Famers left. Their profile from the 1952 class in the Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series. It's where we're looking at the life, hockey career, and hobby market for every single Hockey Hall of Fame player, starting with the very first class of inductees from 1945. Today, we're going to learn about a gentleman named Nels Stewart. Nels Stewart. Nothing, boys?
No.
No. Is he related to Nolan Graham?
That's so random. It's related
I
to
know. I don't know. These names just pop in my head. I don't know.
Okay. Robert Nelson, Old Poison Stewart. Do I have your attention now?
That's his nickname? Old Poison?
Old Poison.
Yeah.
Oh, don't go near any schools, I guess. Eh?
Robert Nelson, Old Poison Stewart, lived from 1899 until 1957.
That's it?
58, yeah.
Jeez.
Died of a heart attack, I believe.
Good math, Josh.
His, well, just
Wow.
1 year to
Ooh.
19.
That was
Carry
tough.
the 1 divided by 58.
Thank you for the compliment. I don't think I'm going to win the Nobel Prize in math for that, but okay. His hockey career lasted for 15 seasons from 1925 until 1940. All 15 seasons were played professionally and in the NHL for the Montreal Maroons, Boston Bruins, and New York Americans.
Americans.
He was a one-time Stanley Cup champion with the Maroons in 1926, which was his rookie year. That year, he also led the NHL in both goals and points and became one of the few NHL rookies to ever win the Hart Trophy. So, and then something kind of crazy. So, 1926 wins Stanley Cup, leads the NHL in goals and points, wins the Hart Trophy. The year after, he leads the league in penalty minutes.
Wow.
There you go. Although he never won another Stanley Cup, Nels would center the famed S line in Montreal with, names we all know like Hooley Smith and Babe Siebert for 7 years.
I love these names. It's amazing.
Hooley. It's the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast with Hooley, Babe, and Old Poison.
Yeah, my name sucks now, Phil. Like, what do you call a guy with no arms and no legs in a hole? Phil.
With the Maroons, Stewart would also win a second Hart Trophy in 1930, and he became the first NHL player to ever win multiple Hart trophies. When Nels did retire from the game in 1940, he was the NHL's all-time leading scorer, which was held until broken in 1952 by Maurice Rocket Richard.
How do we not know who this guy is?
Isn't that crazy? All these
Does
guys.
the good listener know? Like,
I don't know.
are they like, do you think people listen to this? They're like, these guys are idiots. They don't even know who Nels Stewart is. Oh, I hope that's not happening.
Well, I do think that they're idiots. They think we're idiots.
Well, the first part's
No.
accurate. Yeah.
Yes. In 1998, so a while ago, though, when Hockey News published its 100 greatest NHL players of all time, he was ranked 51.
What?
So, yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Now, why you should care about Nels Stewart? While not a great skater, he was, of course, a fantastic goal scorer. It's funny, when you read about this guy, the comments and analysis of his game from back in the day, they just hammered him for sucking at skating, basically.
It's like Mark
He seems
Stone.
like a potato out on the ice. But But because of his lack of skating ability, he perfected a hard-hitting style of play with focus on collecting rebounds and scoring in front of the net. So he was kind of one of the very first sort of net pests, right? Just the bulldogs in front of the net.
Power forward, can't move him, you know?
Mhm. In fact, this is how Nels Stewart earned his nickname. He was nicknamed Old Poison because of his deadly scoring ability and physical style of play, making him one of the most dangerous offensive threats of the era. The name reflected both his knack for putting the puck in the net and his rugged, intimidating presence on the ice. He was known for using his size and toughness to dominate opponents. In 1934, Art Ross referred to Nels as the greatest inside player in the game. Bruins goaltender Tiny Thompson agreed, claiming he was the most dangerous goal scorer around the net.
Hmm.
This is another kind of crazy thing about Nels. He was also known for an exceptionally hard and heavy shot, and he kind of headhunted with it. That had a high trajectory for the era, which injured a number of goalies.
Interesting. With the
Like
flat
one
stick.
goalie almost lost his eye from taking a slap shot.
Was he taking a slap shot right in the crease? What's he doing? I thought his office is in front of the crease, but now he's headhunting. What kind of elevation does this guy?
I'm still trying to figure out how this nickname though works into that. I might not be a smart man, but
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was more like
maybe it should be old sniper.
a slang saying from the time that was more
Well,
common than today.
You know why people cheers? Like if you have two beers, you know the origin of why people cheers, right? Is to make sure that the liquid spills in each other's cups. So if there was poison, you don't kill each other, right?
Really?
Yeah, that's why people cheers, right? That's the origin. So if like things make a deal, they cheers their cups and the liquid goes in each. And oh, I didn't poison you. Look, I'm drinking what you're drinking. So maybe the fact that he's so close in the mix, poison.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something there.
I don't know.
Man. I'm reaching.
I never knew that about cheers. See, we learned something on the show. While a slow skater, he was steady or firm on his skates and incredibly hard to knock off the puck. So that's sort of obvious, I think, given the context of what we've learned already.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's look at Nels Stewart hobby market. There are plain day cards for our boy here, Old Poison, which is pretty awesome. The most commonly selling Nels Stewart hockey card is from the 1933 O-Pee-Chee, which was his rookie. This PSA 4.5 is the highest public seller to date, sold for $691 US in March 2020. Another rookie that I found is his 1933 Worldwide Gum Ice Kings. I like the look of this card in particular. I like these. They just feel very old to me. Highest selling copy is this SGC2 that's sold for $279. I'd buy that for $279.
I'd buy that for $1.
Oh, yeah, that too. I think there's remember there's 4 sets in 1933. I know one of the other gum sets had I couldn't find a picture of it though, but there's probably a few more Nels Stewart rookie cards there. And then the last one we'll show is not a plain days card, but he was featured, and we've referenced this set a few times, the 1960 Topps all-time great insert sets, where a PSA 8 copy sold for $261 in April of 2016. And boys, that is your Hockey Hall of Famer, Nels Stewart.
I love these. Like
Old
10 minutes,
poison.
quick information. I love it.
Okay, we're going to move on to week 18 already of Who's Hot and the Struggle Bus, where we do a weekly check-in to see which players have dominated play in the NHL, and maybe if there's been a corresponding hobby bump, and that'd be nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we punch a few tickets to the Struggle Bus for those players, well, that they've stunk over the past couple of weeks.
They suck.
They suck. We're going to go to Who's Hot first. So my pick was Matthew Tkachuk. Over the past 2 weeks, Brady's big brother, Matty T, leads the NHL in scoring, Phil. 7 goals, 6 assists for 13 points in just 7 games played. I think that's pretty good. And I have a question for you that I don't think I've ever asked you. As objectively as you possibly can be, which is not going to be very objective, between the two Tkachuks, who do you think is the better hockey player? No, they're both really great. It's not one's good, one's bad. But
Matthew.
You think so?
Like skill set?
Yeah.
Skill set? Yeah. Yeah, Matthew, I would say. Brady has really surprised me with his shot. He's got a much better shot than I ever thought he did. I think Brady will always be a 20, 25 goal scorer. I think Matthew has the potential to be a regular 30 goal scorer. 30,
gotcha.
35.
Wow, that was really honest. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That surprised you, Louis, that he gave that answer?
No, because he knows.
Yeah,
He knows hockey. He knows.
I know a lot of things, but I say something different sometimes. Yeah.
On the season, Matthew now has 22 goals, 35 assists for 57 points in 52 games played. Pretty similar actually to the pace where he ended up last season when he had 26 goals and 88 total points. Florida is sitting right now on top the Atlantic Division, so we're headed for another postseason of Tkachuk shenanigans, I assume.
Yeah.
I love watching him in the postseason.
Yeah, it's great. That's what hockey's about, man. You want guys like Matthew Tkachuk in the league. Even like PK Subban. Couldn't stand him. Loved him in the playoffs. Right?
Along those lines, given his personality and style of play, are you guys a little surprised he's not a bigger hobby star than he is?
Very surprised. I have considered buying in a Matthew Tkachuk many times because his cards are cheap. I mean, they're not cheap, but you get a big banger. His high gloss will still be expensive, but yeah, it's for what he brings. He's just has a punchable face. It's that classic. Like so does Brady, but I don't care.
He's like the WWE heel that everyone loves, right? He's a lovable
like Tom
heel,
Wilson, but really good. Tom's good too. I love these guys. I if Brady wasn't in the league, I'd probably be all over Matthew Tkachuk's hockey cards.
If I was in charge of NHL marketing, I would promote him more and like let him poke the bear, kind of encourage him to do that a little bit. And
PG-13. Just keep I would give all NHL poop disturbers full green light. Just keep it PG-13, right? And good things will happen. Yeah, they should just hire us for a week. We could make things happen, Come on, Gary.
Wreck the league. Well, Matthew Tkachuk was a 2016-17 Young Guns PSA 10 pop, 1,458, 61% gem rate. Last sold for $95 on February 7th, up 8% in the past month, but down 1% in the past 3 months. I like looking at these. So the 52-week low for this card is $77. So we're not far off that right now at 95. 52-week high, 250. The more, pay attention when I give these because you'll find within a year there's wild swings in the values of these cards.
Yeah, 2-3 months is not a good analyzation point. You got to wait the year, even a year and a half. It's wild, some of the swings, eh?
Probably. You got the next guy.
I do. I put on who's hot for this.
Ooh, good picture, Louis.
One is
great picture.
Ilya Sorokin. So I was kind of blown away looking at this guy's stats. I'd say right now he is playing at the top of his game, except for the last two. And head coach Patrick Waugh rewarded him with the final 2 starts before the NHL faceoff. They were back-to-backs, and he usually does not do that with his goalies. He said Waugh said the plan is for him to play in both games, but I don't like to go too far ahead. We'll focus on Winnipeg, but the plan is, for him to play both games. That would have been Winnipeg and last night's game against the Wild. So Sorokin did notch his 7th straight win last week before a loss to the Jets on the 7th and then a loss last night to the Wild. Over that stretch, though, prior to the Wild and the Jets, he had a 1.16 goals against and a 960 save percentage since January 17th.
Ooh.
Those last 6 games, he had a 5-1 record with a 1.8 goals against and a 940 save percentage. So that to me is a goaltender on fire for about just almost a month, which is pretty dang good. He is a 2020 Young Gun with a PSA pop of 1,343 and a gem rate of 56.7%. The last sale was on February 7th for, now don't lose your mind here, 44 American dollars. And it's been pretty average over the past 3 months. I think a year ago, trying to remember right, I think a year ago.
Probably 80, right?
Well, I sold a raw about a year ago for, I think, $40.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I have his Eunice Loops. Or however you say it.
Yeah.
June Loop.
June Loop.
The Young
Eunice
Wolf.
Loops. Oh, Young Wolf. That's what that. Oh, I didn't know that. I desperately want a superstar goalie.
Yes.
I want the Connor McDavid of goalies to come into. Wouldn't
Who
that
was
be
the
so much
last
fun?
one? Who was the last one? Would it be Lundqvist? No, it wouldn't. Not that far back.
Brodeur probably because
No.
he was the last one to play between Waugh, Hasek, and right. Did Brodeur hire before?
No,
Did
Berder's
Brodeur-
before Lundqvist, obviously.
I know he's before
Yes.
Lundqvist, but I'm saying it would be either him, Waugh, or Hasek, and whichever one retired the latest.
Oh, you want a goalie like top 5 of all time to come into the league now? Like
I
have
want a
that kind of
superstar.
career?
I want a Connor McDavid of goalies.
Oh wow.
Like currently in the
I don't
a
think that's
guy where-
possible with the way the game's played. Too much protecting, less violent, not violence, but less roughhousing means
like
more goals.
nasty
Yeah.
goalie that'll just he'll start a fight with you if you're in his face.
Billy
and stuff
Smith him,
like
Hextall him, yeah.
Hasek retired in 2012. Brodeur was 15.
Wow was before the both of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, way 10 years before that.
So I would say probably Brodeur, right? Was the last superstar goalie.
I guess. Like
Sure.
Jonathan Quick, but that's not Brodeur status, right?
And then I think Lundqvist after that is as good of a name as any other. So
Well,
Yeah.
Tampa, Bobrovsky.
Vasilevsky.
Sorry.
yeah, Vasilevsky.
Russians. I'm always confused. I don't know.
Well, Vasilevsky I think was on that path for a couple of years, and then it's been pretty. He's had a back injury and stuff like that. So I don't know. All right, Phil. who's your
We've
pick?
had before I switch over. We've had exciting goalies since those three have been gone, but they haven't been just solid walls,
Yeah.
with stats like this consistently year over year. That's probably it. But
Got to get them from Quebec, man. They used to breed goalies out there. Let's go.
Mhm.
Come on.
here you go, Philly.
Okay.
My turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very proud choice. I try not to pick anybody from my hockey team, but I had to. I had to let the good listener know. Jake Sanderson of the Ottawa Senators. Yes, we've lost our last 3 games, I know. But I've been preaching. Nobody's been listening. This kid from the great house of Sanderson is going to win many, I'm telling you, take it to the bank, many Norris Awards. For sure one. He's had 3 goals and 5 assists. He's had, omitting the game on Saturday, he had 3 goals and 5 assists in his last 5 games. And that's just an appetizer of what's to come. Oh, did I mention he did all that while being a +2 and playing, guys, 24 minutes and 20 seconds average ice time. That's subject to change with the game on Saturday as well.
Mhm.
Off the ice, Sanderson is the son of a former NHL forward, Jeff Sanderson, providing him with valuable insights and mentorship from a young age. That's why Jake is going to be amazing, better than his dad. And I'm going to leave it at that. That's a big mic drop after that Timbit. So go get yourself some Jake Sanderson Young Guns. I am giving you financial advice. Can I do that? Can I give financial advice? Okay, I don't know.
You
Don't do
can, but I would recommend people don't listen to it. But
Okay,
yeah, go
don't
ahead.
listen to me. But if I was me being you,
Who are you?
I would go buy a lot of Jake Sanderson Young Guns. Keep in mind, I own 400 Shane Pitto Young Guns.
Yeah.
So so Jake is a 2022-23 Young Gun with a PSA 10 pop count of 550. Holy crap. With a 49% gem rate. So decent. You got a 50-50 shot, which is kind of how I look at grading as to be, I can't speak. Last sale was February 7th for $40 American bucks, and card sales have been in the $40 to $60 range over the past 3 months. So very appropriate pricing.
Yeah. The reason I helped you there with that 40 to 60 range, because when I was looking it up, since December, it's been 40, 40, 45, 43, but there's 2 oddballs in there that were like 61 and
That's probably
Bill.
me. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question about the multiple Norrises, and
Mm.
I'm not questioning his ability. He sounds like he's an amazing young player.
Mhm.
But you also have 2 amazing young defensemen in Makar and Quinn Hughes.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have to have better seasons than both of those to win a Norris. And so, do you think he's up to it?
Off air, no. On air, yes. Listen, those 2 boys are phenomenal, and I'm not going to start saying Jake Sanderson is going to be anywhere near Cale Makar. What I'm saying is he has so much of a ceiling to grow into. He very well could be on par with Cale Makar. I will never say he probably will. That's crazy.
Well, he doesn't have to be as good as Cale Makar to win a Norris. He could just have a better season. So you're saying he's
the
capable of
potential is
that?
there. If I'm a betting man, I always bet on 51%. heavily, this would be like 70-80%. He's that freaking good, man. He's that. If his defense partner can just give him the stability that he needs to take more chances, he's such a safe player. Travis Green is trying to tell him to jump into the play, take your advantage, take off, and it's working. And he's so skilled because he could have just kept growing in a stay-at-home safe defenseman, but he's got the skills. He has that hockey IQ, boys. Yeah, I don't want to keep going on Jake, but he's a phenomenal player, and he
plays with structure.
He won 3rd player of the week for the NHL, and I think there's many more to come.
Nice. Well, we ended just on time because look what just showed up, the struggle bus. Now, Phil
Yes.
and Louis, the first player that I see right there, right in the front row is Patrik Laine, who over his last 7 games has 0 points and is -8 over that period. So are we going back to the name Phil likes to call him, Diet PLD, Habs fans? Right, Phil? You call him
I do,
Habs fans, you call him Diet
living
PLD.
up to the name now, yeah.
On the season now, the 26-year-old Laine has 12 goals, 6 assists for 18 points in 27 games played, and is a -10. And I often, like when we're doing these segments, I'll love to go and try to get like a temperature read on articles and blogs and stuff like that. And it seems like at the beginning of the year, there's a lot of Patrik Laine excitement, and he had a couple good games. And then the injuries kind of came back around, and now he's been struggling. So I would summarize kind of what I read earlier today, that people are trying to like we don't know what version of Patrik Laine we're going to get on a game-to-game basis. The guy gets us, scores 2 goals and has 3 or 4 points, and is so tantalizing, and then the guy that is terrible, right? And that's, so there's been a consistency issue for I think a while with him. He's got, of course, immense talent, but the question is, can he put it together for any sort of sustainable stretch? I hope so. Of course, we root for everyone here, and I think Canadians fans expect more than what they're getting. And I already mentioned it: the injuries, mental health stuff he's gone through, and that's contributed. I'm empathetic to the mental health stuff, but I say it all the time, right? The number one ability in sports is availability, and that's been a big struggle for him. So I went back today. It's been 8 years since he's played 70 games in a season.
Oh my God, that's wild.
And that's like where I will get a little cynical, maybe, like when I see Patrik Laine, he's going to be great. It's like there's an 8-year track record of kind of disappointment. And so, and not that he can't turn it around, but going back to your betting man sentiment,
I love Patrik Laine, but I wouldn't bet on him. I love the way he plays when he's great for highlight reels. You see him on the power play, just keep him on the power play.
Yeah, only power play. I wonder if the NHL ever have like a designated hitter sort of deal where they just play power play.
Just play power play.
O-Pee-Chee could play to at least like 60. Just sit there and
no kidding.
Camp out in the left circle there.
Patrik Laine is a 2016-17 Young Guns PSA 10, top 1,173, 70% gem rate. Last sold for $95 on February 6th. So again, maybe this is a Canadiens and Habs fans and hobby thing, but same price currently as a Matthew Tkachuk. Identical. It's up 40% in the past month somehow, but down 29% in the past 6 months. The 52-week low, $31. The 52-week high, $163. All right, Bob Louie, who did you pick for the struggle bus?
This week on the struggle bus is
Louie. No, what are you doing?
Anze Kopitar. Sorry, I didn't want to do it either. I love this guy.
I love Kopitar,
but January wasn't very nice. Had to probably be one of his most frustrating months in recent memories for him. Kind of went hand in hand as the perfect storm. He's not scoring, and the team hasn't been winning many games. He has played all 17 seasons with the Kings, and in case you didn't know, been the captain since 2016. He finally did put an end to a 15-game goal drought, though, when he put in a tying goal against the Stars in the 3rd period on Friday last week.
I wonder if he's ever gone 15 games without scoring a goal before.
No, don't say
ballot.
that. Don't
I
even
hope
think
not.
that. That's never happened.
Over that 15-game span, he did, he did, however you want to look at it, produced 5 assists.
Yep.
But on the season, excuse me, guys, Kopitar has 13 goals, 32 assists, and 45 points through 52 games. I don't know if that's. I don't expect. I want him to do better because I think here again is another person that is underrated in the hobby. 2 cups.
He's also
not too long
37
ago.
years old, though.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
Yeah,
still,
I
it
know.
doesn't matter. He should. Well, then let him go. If this is going to continue, let the poor guy he needs to just put his feet up. He can hang out with was it Jokovic, whatever now from basketball that he got traded to the Lakers,
Luka?
I think. Luka Doncic, yeah, that's it. Got traded to the Lakers now, so I guess they've been hanging out because they're countrymen.
Oh, he's Slovene. He's Slovenian, right?
Slovakian.
Slovakian. Oh, Slovenian.
Why don't they trade Kopitar to the Wild so Kaprizov can have a real center? That'd be great.
Because he's 37.
Remember, was it last year? Didn't he score like 5 goals? Some 4 goals, 5 goals last year, 2 years ago against Winnipeg or something?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Mr. Kopitar is a 2006 young gun with a PSA 10 pop of 145 and a gem rate of 33%. His last sale was for not nothing like I have on the screen, but if you're listening, you wouldn't know. Last sale was for $500 USD. Whoa. The card itself is up 23% over the past 3 months. I don't know why the jump, but it's leveled out. It's only up 1.5% over the last month.
That's big bucks. That's way bigger than I thought. Look how low the pop report is. 145.
Yeah, 145. So it's going to be. That's going to dramatic. If it was a pop 1,000, it would be $100 Young Guns, right?
So that's the buyer being educated. That's the people buying this card are doing their research and knowing the pop's low and willing to pay the good price. Good. I'm proud of you, hobby family.
Mm-hmm. All right, Philly.
Oh yeah, my turn. Crap, I was zoned out there. All right. Yeah, I went. I went Tyler Bertuzzi. He's a team's. I mean, it's kind of odd. He's Chicago's leading scorer. And yeah, anyways, Tyler Bertuzzi on the Blackhawks, 17 goals this season, not too shabby at all. But I feel kind of bad pointing it out that he's my pick for the week, but he's had zero points in his last 5 games. So I think the Blackhawks brought him in to bring some more jam and juice if they're going to maintain respectability in the basement of the league. But this Sudbury native and 58th pick overall in 2013, I think we know what Tyler Bertuzzi is now. 10 years in the league. I remember when the Leafs picked him up, they wanted some more grit, wanted some more jam with that skill set he has to bring him in the playoffs. Some games he brought it, some games he didn't. And I just don't think he has lived up to his expectation as a whole. And I'm saying all this as he's the leading scorer on his team. But, big statement. Yeah, I said it, but we've had 10 years here of a sample size.
And it's the Blackhawks, so that's not insane. Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of ice time, I'm assuming, and a lot of opportunity. And, you would, if you said 10 years ago, in 10 years, do you think Tyler Bertuzzi will only have 17 goals over half through the season? I think his potential, you would want him to have 30, 35. I remember the buzz around him too, and the name doesn't help him. So
did he play for the Sudbury Blueberry Bulldogs?
I believe they're called the Sudbury Wolves.
No, it's a team on Shoresy.
Oh, I've never watched Shoresy, Josh.
Is Shoresy like too Canadian for Canadians? Does that make sense?
I tried to. Listen, it's a great show, and I think it's quite witty, I guess. But I've not watched more than 10 minutes. I can just go to my local rink and just hang out with the guys. I mean, I don't know.
Is Jared Keeso like a big star in Canada?
No, not that I'm aware of. No, I'm not the right person to ask. I'm not Canadian because I don't think he's a star. Or whatever.
If he started in a weird movie, you would know him, but not like a popular.
Yeah, I'm a movie documentary guy. I don't know, Josh. I'm on the other side of cool. I don't know if. I have to ask Hasselhoff if people know people and things.
Okay.
So Tyler Bertuzzi is a 2016 Young Guns with a PSA 10 pop count of 201, Wow, 60% gem rate, not too shabby. And yeah, break out the wallet, boys. $15. Last one sold on January 31st. It's down 56% in the past month, and it's down 42% in the last 3 months. Yeah, so good time to buy.
And please don't beat me up, anybody on YouTube watching, for having him in his Red Wings garb for his main picture. There was nothing good online for him in a Blackhawks uni.
Including his Young Guns picture.
Right?
All excuses are good, Louis, but none are accepted.
Well, take it or leave it.
And who's hot this week? We had Matty T, big brother to Brady, Kachuk, and Ilya Sorokin. And Phil went homer route with Jake Sanderson, who is going to be way better, guaranteed, than Cale Makar, as Phil says.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
And then on the struggle bus, we had the guy Phil calls Diet PLD in a very insulting way to Habs fans, Patrick Laine. And then probably picked Anze Kopitar, and then Phil took Tyler Bertuzzi.
Yes, sir. I could have gone homer. Well, before you get to that, I could have gone homer. I was gonna go.
You go homer every week, man.
No, I don't. When's the last time I put a devil or a wild on there?
I don't know. I feel like you do a lot, though.
Slab Sharks. As a Gongshow partner and sponsor, we're grateful for their support of our show. The current Slab Sharks weekly eBay auction is live, ends this upcoming Thursday night. There's just 4,000 cards to choose from in this week's auction. That's it. And we've all come to expect, tons of bangers in the 4,000 too. Now it's time to head to slabsharks.com to mark your favorites, maybe get those early bids in so you're prepared for Thursday night when the auctions close. And maybe to help you get started, maybe to give you some inspiration, or your two hobby best buddies and Phil. We have each picked out a couple favorites from this week's auction we'd like to share with you now. Right, Phil?
Oh, yeah. It's hard to argue.
You're right, Phil. You're always spot on.
Fake Phil listen, fake Phil does not count as real Phil. I'm real Phil right now.
Which one do we like better?
I don't know.
Phil or real Phil? I like them both, but okay.
I'll
throw my two favorites. I picked a 2015-16 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Connor McDavid Blue Cubes out of 75 PSA 10. Awesome card. Would love to own it. I wish Blue Cubes was still in O-Pee-Chee Platinum.
Yeah, me too. I like saying it.
Who gave them the feedback that this parallel sucked?
I don't know. Billy screwed it up again. He screwed up the Blue Cubes thing. Yeah. Same with White China. No, where's the White China? Where's my Crosby? What the
White Ice?
Yeah, there you go. White Ice. Yeah, I like that.
China. Okay. And it's a PSA. Papa's one, so that makes it pretty rare. It's just an overall great card. This is a McDavid rookie, kind of the color match thing.
He looks young now, in his rookie cards. It's 10 years.
Yeah, he was 18. Yeah,
a little baby.
Aren't the Blue Cubes ones like at the top of the price list for any guy? Or is there one?
I never think of them anymore. What are Blue Cubes out of now?
75.
90? Well, 90.
Okay.
Are they?
Yeah.
I like the seismic.
It changed from year to year. There's no more Blue Cubes. There's Blue Tracks now.
Oh, it's the worst. Blue Tracks, yellow tracks, blue tracks. Yeah, Cubes is way cooler.
Green Tracks.
Yeah, okay. It changed.
My next card. I really like this one a lot. It's a 2021-22 The Cup Cole Caulfield limited logos rookie patch auto.
What a card.
Great patch. Great design. Caulfield's one of those that's known for hockey mouth, but I think this is actually a very nice picture of Cole too. And just a beautiful card. Love it. Louis.
Sure. My pick. First one. 2005 Fleer Ultra Gold Medallion. Alex Ovechkin, PSA 10. Sick card. Love Fleer.
Yeah.
Rookie.
Great.
Great.
How old is that slab?
Old.
That's the case of Fleer I have. I can get that card in my 2008, 2000. Oh, no. I'm off a few years. Never mind.
But that's one. And just because I can't get away from the colors. I love Vancouver in these jerseys, hate Vancouver in their regular jerseys. Doesn't make any sense, but the 1996 Upper Deck game used jersey, Pavel Bure, PSA 7. Just a sick card. Everything flows.
Did you call him Pavel? Pavel Bure. It's Pavel. It's Pavel.
These cards, you have to understand what they are to really appreciate them. Like I kind of didn't the first few times I was introduced to them, I didn't get it. But when you know that it's kind of really the first game used jersey cards, it's like, oh.
Yep.
Were you going to explain it to the good listener? What if they don't know what you're talking about?
I just did. They're the first game used jersey cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, and what makes this one, I think, Louis, you've already alluded to this, is a lot of them are one color. So anytime you get ones that are two color, the price goes way up.
There you go.
I love Vancouver's old. I love any of their like game used stuff in them old jerseys.
Yeah, the yellow, red, and orange is awesome. Big fan.
They should just bring those back and leave it.
Well, if they have it, they wear it.
Yeah, I love it. Billy.
Right. Yeah, I got 2 great picks this week. Okay. So we got a 2008 Upper Deck Elias Pettersson high gloss. You never see a high gloss. And this is Brady Tkachuk's here, but he's in Series 2. So Pettersson's in Series 1. But I love the way high gloss is written on the side of the card. A lot of years, high gloss isn't well displayed, and I feel this year is a beautiful design for Young Guns and the high gloss and the exclusives. You're going to hear in this episode us interview this guy Adam. This is his card, and I'm really excited for him to get top value for this amazing card that there's only 10 because it's a high gloss, and I'm very curious on the price because it's a PSA 9, not a 10. I don't think that should matter to the good buyer. Yeah, all eyes on this Pettersson high gloss. He's in controversy right now, right, on the Vancouver team. He's not playing the best, but this is a huge card. So I want to see if the weather conditions will have a big impact on the price of this. I don't think it should because it's a high gloss and it's an amazing card. So I would think you could count on a few hands or 2 hands. There's enough Elias Pettersson huge player collectors that have been waiting for a card like this to come out. So I really think this is gonna mega bid on a few people. Yeah, but I'm very curious to see. So I'm not bidding on it, but I'm watching it hard. So that's my 1 pick and my 2nd pick. Okay. So I got a lot to say about this card. I'm not too happy. So I had an opportunity to buy this card over many years, and I kept avoiding it because I remember when this card was under $100, and then when it hit 100, I'm like, I'm not paying $100 for that. So what you're looking at is a 2009, and I've been talking about this set a lot. It's a 2008-2009 O-Pee-Chee Wayne Gretzky Team Canada in the classic 79-80 design of tops. And Upper Deck got in big trouble in 2008 and 2009 because they used that iconic design from tops that O-Pee-Chee did not own, and now that Upper Deck owns. Wayne Gretzky is part of the 1 to 800 checklist, but he also has 3 variants, one in a Rangers, one in a Kings, and one in a Team Canada. And this, man, I'm telling you, this card is pretty freaking rare, and it's raw. It's not even graded, and I'm flabbergasted at the price right now. It's over $500. So I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm losing it, and it's not even a rainbow. This isn't a rainbow card. It's just a regular variant that you never see of Gretzky. This has to be an extremely rare card. I'm not paying over $500, but now I'm scared I'm going to have to. So I'm heavily. If you got one, I'll pay you $200. If you're looking at it, I'll swallow that pill.
It gets out to Phil for a $300 discount. Is there a rainbow out of 100 of this too? Then.
So that's what I don't know. I need someone who knows way more than me, which shouldn't be too hard. I have never seen a rainbow of the 3 variants. I only have, do I have, I don't even know where it is. The rainbow I have, this guy here so this is his regular card. It's out of 1-800. This card's number 584. So there's a rainbow variant of the 1-800. I've never seen a rainbow of his variants, and I don't even know how they're numbered. Maybe I'll do a deep dive on it about it. I mean, no one's really interested, so like no one cares, but I love talking about this set. And clearly there's some other people who also value it at this price tag. You could buy all 4 of these Gretzky cards from this set for like $250, not even 2 years ago. Not even 2 years ago. Now look at the prices. Maybe I got to stop talking about the cards. People are paying attention.
Yeah,
that's a narcissistic comment. I don't know.
Good picks, boys.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a Canadian hockey cards collector and you want to see your cards or sell your cards for some cash, why not let Slapsharks do it for you? Selling cards on eBay is a hassle. What isn't a hassle is just shipping them to Slab Sharks or dropping them off at a show like in Quebec City this weekend with our boy Savan.
So that last one.
And then they just do everything for you. Plus, your cards get included in their monster weekly auctions that tons of hockey eyeballs, hockey loving eyeballs go to each week. So for complete consignment information, including payout rates, head to slabsharks.com today and get the process started. Hobby news.
Louis on mute, so I'll go.
You're
Hobby
mute.
news.
Hobby news.
That is a big mute fail there.
That is.
Foreshadowing. He's foreshadowing the hobby news.
Yeah.
Go tell him, Josh.
I don't got anything. Louis saved the day though.
I did.
So,
Oh, we have something.
like,
Okay.
I tried.
I can't make up hobby news.
Sure you
We're
can.
kind of like in a lull, maybe, which isn't a bad thing for the hobby. There's just nothing
Well,
other than
listen.
the PSA thing, which
Yeah.
we need to tease a little bit. We're planning on having Brad Hartland, who heads up PSA Canada,
Yeah.
on Thursday's show to help us understand the grading changes and what those mean, what the decision process was going into it, how it's been unveiled, good, bad, or indifferent.
Right to the
And-
source. Right from the horse.
right to the source. So excited about that. But Baba Louie did save the day, so thank you very much, Louie. Yeah, man.
So first thing I'm gonna do quarter century teams again, but then for the heck of it, I was looking at some stats between a couple players that were traded. And so I decided winners or losers right now. We're going
Ooh.
to take a look at the Rantanen versus Necas
Oh, nice.
trades and how they're performing for each other. So I put together just a little doohickey here. Hold on
Ooh, I
one
love
second,
hickeys
because
to
I'm
do.
not showing it. So show it.
Real power whispers.
Does it? Yeah. So little comparison between Rantanen and Mr. Necas after their trades. Rantanen has played 6 games with Carolina. He has 1 goal and 1 assist. And Necas kind of running away with it a little bit here. In 8 games, he's got 4 goals and 5 assists with Colorado. Thought that was crazy.
I have a theory.
Yep.
Oh, great.
Well, first of all, I would take Rantanen still any day of the week over Martin Necas, even though Necas doesn't make him a bad player. But I think Necas wanted out of Carolina, and I think Rantanen was pretty bummed out to get
Yeah.
traded from the Avalanche, and that might have something to do with it.
Don't make excuses.
It's not an excuse. It's a reality. Happened a step. But
Well, whatever the reason, right now Colorado's winning the deal. So
and maybe playing on a line with Nathan McKinnon is fun too.
can't hurt.
Nope.
So then we'll move into quarter century teams. There's 8 or 7 left. I was going to do them all, but I still have time before fan voting. So Thursday, I'm going to finish off the remaining teams. But in case you live under a rock, haven't been listening to our show, and don't know what this is, the NHL kicked off 2025 by naming franchise stars from the past quarter century. The NHL is announcing the first and second quarter century teams for each franchise that has existed since 2000. It's voted on by a panel of media, retired players, and executives specific to that club. These players are judged to have been the best for their team in the past 25 years. So we will start off with the LA Kings. Best season for the Kings was the Stanley Cup wins in 2011-12 and 2013-14. They have had 9 different coaches since 2000 and 2 GMs. The first team for the Kings is Dustin Brown, Jeff Carter, and Anze Kopitar. Then on D, it's Drew Doughty and Alec Martinez with Jonathan Quick in goal.
Are you guys surprised Adrian Kempe isn't on the first team? That really shocks me.
I don't
Yeah.
think it matters. Well, he'll be on the second.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think. I mean, there's some.
Ta-da.
I think they just pick the players, and
Sure.
the first and second team doesn't matter. I don't think.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I was surprised too. But so on your second team is Adrian Kempe, Ziggy Palffy, and Justin Williams. On D, Matthias Nordstrom and Lubomir Vinovsky. Never heard of him.
That was good.
And then in goal, Felix Potvin.
Oh,
What team didn't Felix Potvin play for?
I know. It's crazy. Well, according to our Anthony, best friend of the show, he only played for one team, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Right.
Anthony only collects Maple Leafs Potvin, right?
I
Or
know.
does he-
I love it. He's so crazy. I love him so much.
Okay, so move on to Nashville. Best season for them is a cup final appearance in 16-17. We've only gone through 4 coaches since 2000,
Wow.
which is pretty good, and 2 GMs. First team, Mike Fisher, Philippe Forsberg, and Paul Correa.
Philip.
On D, Roman Josi, Shea Weber, and in goal, Pekka Rinne. Good team. Second team, Ryan Johansson, David Legwand, and Steve Sullivan. Then I'm back on D, Matthias Ekholm, Timo Timonen, and UC Saros.
Legwand. We had him on Ottawa for a bit.
You did.
Yeah.
So I say this acknowledging I'm a Wild fan, and
Mhm.
probably the same applies to us, but this team has just always been so boring to me.
Yeah, I know. I still want to visit Nashville. I'd love to go to a hockey game. I just want to go to a bar and dance and eat some chicken wings and, you know.
I'm in. Cool.
Yeah.
Next up, San Jose Sharks. Best season cup final appearance in 15-16. They've had 8 coaches since 2000 and 4 GMs. The first team for these Sharks, Patrick Marleau, Joe Pavelski, Joe Thornton. Back on D, Minnesota Wild didn't need him, Brent Burns, and
Nope.
Mark Edward Vlasic, and in goal, Evgeny Nabokov. I like that team.
Pretty impressive forward. You
Yeah.
know, first 4 are very impressive.
Marlowe's just awesome.
Mhm.
It was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Second team, Logan Couture, Thomas Hurdle, Owen Nolan.
Ha! I love it.
Then on D, Dan Boyle, Eric Carlson, and Martin Jones in goal.
EK65.
Your boy Carlson did not make the first team for San Jose, Phil.
I don't think it's looked upon that. If we go back to other teams, what are you going to do? You're going to say Jean Beliveau didn't make the first team, so he's not that good? You know?
Well, this is players that have played since 2000, and I'm not a hockey historian, but
I'm just
last time I
saying.
checked, John Beliveau didn't play since then.
Okay, fine. Let's go century specific then, detail man. There's a lot of players on the second teams that Louis has covered that
True.
should be on the first.
Yeah, well, let's talk about it.
Can't argue.
Okay, let's move
All right,
on.
who's the next team?
Actually, I got 3. So the next set I do must be another set of 3. So that is my savior of the hockey news for Monday.
Thank you, Baba Louie.
Thank
you
you.
very, very much. We're going to roll on. The other day, we had the opportunity to catch up with our fast buddies, Justin and Carter from Saskatchewan and the Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience. We're, of course, following their mission to create a new big card show for Central Canada in the home of Gordie Howe, Saskatoon.
With a statue.
Yeah,
Bridge.
and a bridge, and running water, and indoor plumbing.
Well, there's a Gordie Howe Bridge, Phil. That was Today is our second conversation with the boys. We hope you enjoy part 2 of Building a Card Show. Jeez. All right, we're very excited to welcome back both Carter and Justin from the name change, which we're going to get into in a bit, from the Saskatoon Card Collector Experience. Is that right? Did I do it?
That's right.
Somewhat. Yep.
Okay, well, correct me.
Card and collector experience. Yeah.
Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience.
Okay, I'll get it now. You got that, Phil? We write that down?
It's in the noggin.
Yeah, right.
She's locked up
Well,
right
we're
now.
welcoming again Justin and Carter back to the show. If you caught their first appearance with us last month, these two fine gentlemen are doing something pretty cool. They're trying to create a brand new, not just every little church basement kind of card show in their community in Saskatchewan and Saskatoon. They're kind of trying to create a regional size, or I don't know what the right word for it, but a big show.
A big show in the middle of Canada.
A big show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something that these guys have never done before. They're not show promoters coming into a new area and starting it new. And so we thought it would be fun to, again, follow their process and the ups, the downs, and, everything in between in starting that show. So, guys, where I want to start is I'll kind of briefly recap where I think we left off. And that was about a month ago. You guys are still, I don't know what the right word is. It's still maybe a little bit on the ground floor, maybe floor 2, kind of, and just really kicking it into high gear as the year turned to try to make this show happen. And you had secured a venue, which was a huge part of it. And we're looking for sponsors. You're about to offer the ability to reserve tables, and you had a different name. So let's start there. Why did the name change?
Well, yeah, so we were called the Saskatchewan Card and Collector Expo. And, there's another show called the Toronto Expo, the Montreal Expo.
Never heard of it.
Expo. You've never heard of it? Okay.
Is it big?
We're going there this spring. It's supposed to be big.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
We booked.
Yeah, we booked. So we thought, you know what? This probably isn't the greatest idea to be calling it the Expo after the largest show in Canada. So we thought maybe we should call Steve, or try to get a hold of Steve Menzie and ask him if he was okay with us keeping the name Expo. And so we had a conversation with Steve. And what an awesome guy. He was nothing but a gentleman. He didn't tell us to change the name. We did it out of respect for Steve and the Expo. We aren't trying to be like the Expo. We're trying to create a new experience in card collecting. And this is our own ride, and we want to kind of go our own direction. So we changed it to Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience. So it's SaskCard EXP on Instagram now, and our website will be up in 14 days and should be ready to rock. Yeah,
Nice.
Soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I just built the website, and those estimates they're never accurate.
No.
No.
So be prepared. Be prepared for that. So how would you guys categorize or describe or frame for us the last month? Like, have you made the progress you're looking for? Has momentum been sufficiently building as you'd like to see it for the show? Because October is going to be here quicker than you think.
Are people returning your phone calls? That's what Josh is really trying to ask. Yes.
Thank you.
More so a little bit. Yeah. We've been sending out more emails, trying to get boots on the ground. Carr's been really good at contacting people and me when I can out of my day job. But we've had a lot more return in emails. We had one difficult spot in there is where we found our emails were going to spam folders. So people that we thought were getting back to us obviously weren't, because they couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And so we got to follow up with phone calls. And but the general I guess ideas we're getting is positive. A lot more feedback now than that the word's gotten out after the first show. But it felt like everything we thought we were prepared for, we weren't.
Yeah.
There was just a rush of information to get out to people and talk to, and getting organized again after the social media page went up and all the followers started coming to us. And we've had some great comments from the first segment we did with you guys. So
Good.
Yeah, it's really taking off. I would say it's been a successful first month of, I guess, launching the show. We're at 13% sold. So
Has
say
any-
that's pretty
Have you guys
successful 30 days.
have you guys approached anybody loosely or casually, kind of when this was in its birthing phase? And now, since things are ramping up a little bit, slow and steady, it's getting beefier and meatier. Have they come back and said, you know what, maybe we'd like to sign up, or we'd like more information? Or has anyone done a turned back from their
Held
no?
it back.
Yeah.
I'd say we've had more information, like
Okay.
a lot more interest. So like you'd ask or mention it before about the show, and then they would kind of whatever, and then you mention it again, and now there's a lot more questions going on. So
Good. Yeah.
the word's getting out there. Yeah. And people in places across the country seem to be hearing about us now. So it's working. It's getting out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
You just said that you're 13% sold. Had you sold any tables a month ago? Is all that within the past
No.
month?
That's
Yeah,
all last month.
All that was in the last 3 weeks. Yeah.
Nice.
That's huge. That's
Yeah.
great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very, very
Yeah.
good.
A big local guy, 306 Sports Cards, booked 10 tables with us right away. He was very enthusiastic about it.
Wow.
Like this is awesome.
Doesn't that get you going, eh, Justin?
Oh,
when
yeah,
you see the
like-
excitement of your idea
Yeah.
and other people are sharing it, man, that's
Yeah.
the fuel to keep
Yeah.
going, right?
Mhm.
So that spurred on our whole. I had to get a point of sale system running up right away. Calling the government to get all that set up. Calling the people. It just didn't go as smooth as you thought it would. Like
Yeah.
all these implementations that had to be put in place just to get vendors to
Bureaucracy.
get
I believe they
paid.
call it.
Yeah.
Bureaucracy.
Mhm. There's an old Army saying that no plan survives first contact. And, I think that's probably true in this case, right? You think you have everything all organized and you're all prepared, and then
Yeah.
it all, but that's, when you're building something new, it's like things will seem out of control for a long time, and then all of a sudden everything will come together. I guess that's been my experience in the past. Is the biggest goal right now is what's keeping you guys up at night, or the biggest marker that you need is that getting those tables sold and people committed to exhibiting at the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would feel a lot more comfortable at 50%. I feel like my sleeps would be better. But
Okay.
we're working on it. Yeah, we're working on it.
Better than your high school average, eh, Carter? 13.
That's correct. Yeah.
I was on the honor roll. I don't know what you guys.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So, and I would assume, as it's still early, where there's 87% capacity right now, that do you get sort of pick of the litter, right? Is that the incentive to book early with you guys would be is you get to pick and choose where your tables are going to be?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have our vendor
then-
map up, and right now it's like you said, pretty much you can choose wherever you want to be. And
Where do people see the vendor map?
It is on our, well, they have to contact us on Instagram, and then we will send you an email. And
Okay.
the website will be up here at the middle of the month. So we can give that information at the end of the show as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can we say Slab Sharks booked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you just
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. Well,
Can we
Jeremy
say
Lee and Jeremy Lee and Slab Sharks booked.
Nice. Good.
Yeah.
That's
oh,
awesome.
nice. The
Yeah.
big guy. Oh,
Well,
good. That's
yeah,
great.
we're very excited to have them on board.
Nice, man. That's great to know. They'll talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Count
Oh,
on
yeah.
that, yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll get to hang with Jeremy when we're there in October too.
Yeah.
So what else has been going on behind the scenes? Like anything with the venue, any sponsorship type stuff? Have you been trying to contact local groups in the community to participate, that sort of stuff?
Yes. So right now we're working on a pretty big name to come in and sign autographs.
Phil?
We'll just say he's top 100 NHL player of all time when he's in that list. And
Can you give a hint?
we just did.
Yeah.
You have
The
100.
top 100.
It's-
That's 100 guesses, brother. I don't know.
It's
He
hard to
played
say.
in the National Hockey League. He's Canadian.
Okay. Well, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Okay.
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 Give me an age bracket: 50 to 70, 40 to 60.
Yeah, 50 to 70. We'll go
Okay.
50 to 70. Yeah.
Should've said 50 to
I
70.
know Phil. Carter told me the other day. So
What do you got? All right. All right.
that would be huge.
Thank you,
Any
Canadian.
progress on that? Any on that
There
big
is some
name?
progress. Yes.
Nice.
We don't want to
Okay.
say much more. Don't want to jinx it.
Yeah.
All right.
So do you have to, is there like a date where, like, have you got, I'm just trying to think if I'm you guys, like what the go date would be to know if we have enough commitment to make this happen. I mean, I don't think it's out of the ordinary that people haven't booked their tables, 8 months in advance or whatever we are. I mean, that's,
Nine,
pretty typical, 9 months, right? Is there when do you need to be at like 90, 100% sold?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
August.
In a perfect world, I'd say midsummer.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd like to be there.
August, we'd like to for sure. Yeah.
You almost feel though if you had a few scraggly tables, like let's say you have under 10 tables left and it is September. Hockey's coming, man. FOMO, fear of missing out, is it's a thing. It's a real thing. We're humans, we're predictable. They'll a week to the show, someone will be like, "Can you just squeeze me in the corner?" You know what's gonna happen, so if you get like 70-80% by August, I think that is a massive success.
Yeah.
We're already seeing that fear of missing out a little bit around here with the local boys. Yeah. So
good. That's how you get more interest.
Yeah.
I was excited to see 10%. Like first month of the year, I was like, holy man, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, that's
I feel good about that. Have you worked on the food situation? That was very important to Phil. He wants
Josh asking the real question.
Yes. So we went down to Prairie Land Park where the event is being hosted. We talked to Kyle, and Kyle is going to bring in a concession. And right beside the concession, we're going to have couches or chairs set up there so you can eat and chill out.
Chairs are better. Couches, you get crumbs in there. And then
that's true. Yeah.
You get some excitable teenagers start making out. I don't want to look at that when I'm eating,
That's fair.
Yeah. Bring your bib, Phil.
Yeah, I got many. Don't worry.
How many teenagers have you seen make out at a card show, Phil?
I don't know. I'm just popped in my head. So
this is Kyle a experience, Josh?
Yeah. Is Kyle a foodie? Can he be trusted with the concessions?
Kyle looks like he likes food. Yeah.
Okay.
He's good.
Okay. Can he lift 100 pounds over his head?
Yeah, he's good to go.
Now, are you guys going to be fun when we're there? Are we going to be able to have fun together? Are you going to be like in headsets going like, Justin, you have an emergency in the bathroom, like running all day? Or because we're coming to party, right, Phil?
Well, we could probably party at Jeremy Lee's after party there.
Oh yeah, he's doing one.
He's going to host one there, yeah. So
Friday night, yeah.
That'll be fun. So we're working on finding a venue for it right now. We got her narrowed down to 2, so
okay,
nice and close to the hotel. We set up a hotel for the vendors to stay. So that'll be on the website. Yeah.
Where are we staying? Do we have a hotel room yet, Josh? No.
Well, I have a hide bed here, Phil. I could set up for you.
Yeah. I don't think. We'll talk after. You guys seen Phil and Carter? The show starts in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're going. Sorry, we're at the dance hall all night. I apologize.
So 306 games, you said, right? That's a local.
306 sports cards, yeah.
306 sports cards.
Yeah.
How have the other local shops come around, or are they keeping it at arm's length? What's going on there?
I approached another one. He's thinking about it too, but so far only one is booked. Yeah.
And then the other guy, Aaron, here in the local mall, he's going to end up running the Magic tournament. He hasn't committed yet, but that's what it's looking like it's going to happen. He's going to have a booth there as well. So
I think that's an important point that you guys are that I want to make is, and just in talking with you, Carter, is you guys are really trying, that whole card collector experience side of what you're doing. It's not just sports cards. It's not just hockey cards. You're trying to integrate TCG, and, you'd be insane not to have a Pokemon strategy at this point, since that seems to be exploding.
So it's going to be 1 day Pokemon, 1 day Magic on the tournament space there.
Okay.
So, okay. The Magic's 1 day, and then Pokemon the other. So
what's been the biggest challenge in the past month?
Breaking into that world.
Oh yeah, we visited a Magic tournament here in Saskatoon at the Saskatoon Inn, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, what an eye opener that was!
You saw a lot of making out.
It's a different world there.
Hey there, young whippersnapper, settle down. Too much kicking.
Yeah.
Okay, so and what did you try to make connections there, or what was just trying to feel like what that community is like?
Yeah, we had 2 connections to talk to there, and we wanted to see basically how the tournament was set up, how many people we could fit at each table, how they run the tournament to kind of gauge what kind of space we needed.
Could I offer a suggestion for signage? maybe we could have I try to put it in there, and sometimes people don't notice, but like a personal hygiene check that always, if I was running a card show, I would have a huge sign that says, be aware of perfumes and personal hygiene. Bathing within 72 hours would be important. I'm just saying the things we're all thinking. Come on, we all know it.
We'll have hand sanitation stations. Does that matter?
In spray bottles, so I can run around the place.
What if we put Phil at the front door?
Yeah.
And he has to smell everyone's armpits.
Smell check.
That's disgusting.
You have to lift your arm for Phil to smell.
Spell check.
No, that's absolutely horrific scenario. No,
I'll take it. You can put it right beside your grading services.
Yeah, no, Mike. Yeah. My crack.
You guys want Phil to do a live demonstration of how to crack a slab? Would that be?
Or the crack a slab? Yes. Yeah.
I'll bring you some hammers. Yeah.
Are you allowed to bring bandsaws into the?
It was a scroll saw. I'm not an idiot. I wouldn't set up a bandsaw in my office. It was a scroll saw.
We had hundreds of comments of people almost that were convinced you were going to slice your fingers off. So don't call me an idiot.
I got many stitches, and a few more doesn't hurt me.
Yeah, you have 9 more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if we're at 13%, when we talk again a month from now in March, where do we want to be?
March, I like to see 30.
25 to 30, I would say.
Yeah. Just somewhere, just more momentum every month,
Mm-hmm.
Don't take your foot off the gas pedal kind of thing.
Well, I think put her down now. Once this website's up, we have to wait. Like, the website's kind of holding us back a little bit. I feel like with the sponsorships, it looks a lot more professional when you have a website. And it seems like a lot of the fiscal year hasn't ended for a lot of these companies yet too. So we applied now and then apply again. So keep her going.
I didn't even think of stuff like that.
Yeah, it's usually March, is it? Where they roll over.
March.
Question for both of you. Justin, I'm not too sure about you, but Carter, I know you're a card maniac cowboy like myself. Have you noticed the collector side of you changing or evolving as you're diving into or dipping into more of the business side of our hobby? Right? Like, are you losing some of that innocence you had? I'm going to ask you the same question every month, right? See where you are in the meter. But have you changed? Are you growing as a collector? Are you less collector, more businessy?
I'd say that kind of happened for me when I started having a family and started getting serious about it. It was a sad day for me when I didn't have a mail day at home waiting for me from work. I know. Yeah. So it's been really hard for me to keep involvement that way in it. It's hard for me to get to the shows, even the local show. I'll maybe pop in there for an hour and visit a few vendors that, try to get through as many cards as I can and then I come home. But I feel like I've been keeping something from you, Phil. Every time they bug you about your Steve Pinto or Shane Pinto collection, I have about 200 Owen Tippett Young Guns here.
Who the heck is Owen Tippett? No, I'm kidding. He's Shane Pinto's first cousin. That's who Owen Tippett is. That's crazy. Was that a prospecting or was that like a family member?
It started happening. I got a hot tip at one of the Calgary shows that he was going to do. I was sad to see him go to the Flyers. But I was hoping
let me stop him right there.
Maybe it's
okay. Let's hear the real story.
This is it. Hey Carter, I got a hot tip on this player. He's going to be a big scorer in the National Hockey League one day.
That's amazing. He's Tip wasn't he a Panther?
He was, yeah. He was in that Guru trade. He got traded to the Flyers.
Okay, yeah. That's
before the Panthers won the cup.
Okay, I don't know much about him. But...
Who has more goals this year, Tippett or Pinto?
Oh, Josh, stop it! Obviously,
he was doing pretty well this season.
I think it's Tippett. I'd have to say Tippett.
Oh, it's Tippett.
Probably will look it up and he'll let us know.
So I'm not going to trade you for
no. You keep one man's trash is another man's gold. So we'll keep our gold in our respective home.
Yeah.
When you, Justin, because you have a newborn at home, so do you whisper in the baby's ear like you're ruining my life, or do you whisper like I don't have? Oh, that's
they're 2.5. Well,
you're right.
5-year-old and 2 twin boys. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Well, that's
why'd you do that?
Yeah, stop doing that, man.
Just a pleasant surprise.
A pleasant surprise, yes, I would call it. Good for you, man. Having young family is the greatest gift of all. So good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Better than any mail day you can have.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Isn't that the truth?
I'm just lying to you. Guy, Carter and I are going to have a great time. You can go home back to the family and we're good.
I'll bring him to you can babysit. I'll bring him to the show.
I'm a great babysitter, dude.
They'll love you.
Yeah. My brother's have kids. I'd be the best uncle ever. I want to be so bad.
He's just going to use your kid to try to find a stepmom for his son. Don't.
Absolutely.
Oh, it depends which kid I give him. That will determine who.
One of them cuter than the other.
Yeah, one's sweet and one will punch you in the.
Yeah, that's okay. I punch back, kid or not, man. And I don't like kids winning games.
Maybe I won't bring my kids around here.
Oh, let them win. Nah, my son's never beat me in any game ever.
Oh, well.
So how are we doing on, like?
I understand that.
Oh, wait, I got an update. Sorry.
Oh yeah, not even close.
Pinto's got 22 points, 11 goals, 11 assists. Tippett, 30 points, 14 goals, 16 assists.
Whatever. I got more. I have more. Justin's the joke. I have 400 young guns. He only has 200 Tippett.
And I'm pretty sure
I knew when to
that
stop, Phil.
I know I didn't.
I'm pretty sure Phil's undercounting by about 30%.
I'll never tell you. I will take it to the grave. You can just dump them in my coffin.
So how are we doing on stuff like adulting stuff for the show, like insurance and fire code? Like, did you have to get your layout approved by the fire department to make sure? If there's people. No.
We did ask Kyle that question. He says nobody's filled the space to capacity yet that they've had to do that, but I would like to know what it is just in case. But
gotcha.
And we will have to know come pre-ticket sales too, how many we can actually sell. So
okay.
What about parking? Who takes care of that?
Good question.
Parking?
Yeah.
Oh no, you
there's
park and you walk. It's huge parking.
Yeah,
it's huge parking
on there. Yeah.
Yeah. You will not have an issue finding a spot.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like Toronto.
When do the general admission tickets go on sale?
Hopefully with the website. Yeah. We're in contact with I don't know, what do you call them?
Ticketmaster?
It's an online service that
takes like a lot of fees.
Yeah, the one company's $1.25 off each ticket. I think it was.
Oh, that's not bad.
It was over $1. Yeah.
I thought
in the US here, like if you go to a sport, like if I buy Timberwolves tickets or Wild tickets, I'll go on like a ticketing app, right? And I'll be, oh, sweet, $56 for 2 seats. It's like $300. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
How did this was supposed to be 112 and now it's 174? That's what happens here with our ticketing here is crazy. So you're lucky it's $1.
Didn't Pearl Jam take Ticketmaster to court or something? That was a long
time. I think
ago.
so.
That was years ago.
Yeah, it was in the 90s, Phil. Way to date us, boomers. Okay, so in the next, what else are you guys doing? You getting the website up? You're still working on getting tables sold. Any other big kind of milestones on the horizon?
We had a little meeting with Brad Hartland from PSA, so that was
nice.
Never.
Did you guys talk about me?
Yeah. No, you didn't come up.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I love Brad. Hey, Brad.
Yeah. Brad's amazing.
Yeah,
he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
He glows. Yeah. The guy looks like he's pregnant all the time. He's glowing. He radiates. I tell you.
You couldn't help but smile. I was just smiling. Right? I got to stop, but I can't.
Are you?
I've got a feeling he's not going to love that compliment, Phil.
What are you talking about?
You give that to a lot of men. You glow like a pregnant lady.
Not like my friend Al looks pregnant. Al physically looks 7 months pregnant. No, Brad looks very good in shape. Leads clearly a healthy lifestyle. Has a great collection. Radiates in the glow. That's what I meant.
That was on January 30th. You met with Brad.
Yeah.
My birthday.
So what's PSA going to do?
So PSA, we talked to Brad, and he told us that they cannot come this year, but they're going to send out one of their dealers. So Luke out of Edmonton is going to be coming out from there. He hasn't committed.
What does that mean?
Yet,
like you can submit to Luke and
so you can come to our show and Luke will be set up there and it'll have his emblem or his store with PSA emblem also, and you take your card there and then your car is with Luke, and Luke takes it to PSA, and he is affiliated with PSA.
He's a representation.
Represented.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, not
Okay.
affiliated, represented.
Okay.
And then next year in 2026, Brad told us that he would be coming to our show when PSA gets their stuff set up here in Canada.
They got a lot going on right now, and I'm sure Brad's life is crazy busy with everything going. They're just trying to like solidify the footing, and I think things will be a lot smoother after that. But
yeah, that's pretty much what he said. He said next year it'll all be established, and they'll be able to come out next year. So PSA will be at our show next year, and we'll have a dealer there this year.
Well, yeah, representations. That's ultimately what the people want, right? Like,
only,
oh my God, what a nice booth! Look at all the people. Yeah, whatever. Here's my card.
Yeah,
like at the end of the moment, that's what they want, right?
Yeah, the Expo is the only one that has PSA there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good report. I think you guys have accomplished a lot over the last month. Very, very impressive. We'll look forward to seeing what, a month from now, where we're at. I mean, we got to keep those sales rolling. Oh, we're not done. Oh,
okay, yeah. I was gonna say maybe they could take a little walkthrough video next time, and we could do like a little sneak peek on the show or something. Next time you go to the venue, it's just going to be a big empty hallway. If there's no event, or you could like little teaser things just to get visualizations of what we're talking about. Because Josh doesn't think Moncton's a real place because he's never seen it, never been there. So I don't want people to think the same for Saskatoon.
No, Saskatoon is real. Moncton's fake. And
but there could be another you that thinks Moncton's real, but not Saskatoon. Saskatoon's not a real place.
I don't think so. Yeah. I think everyone knows.
There we are, right in the middle.
They're so confident. I don't know where it comes from. It blows my mind. America.
Well, I know. Well, what I want to do is I want to kind of, I'm going to throw it out there. A call to action to the let's make it a big party. Could we?
That's what we're after. Yeah.
We'll just Jeremy Lee will be there. He does his thing. We'll just go and let's have everyone, from the central part of Canada. What do you call it?
Bring him
in.
Bring him in.
Congregate. Well, that's like a church. I mean, I don't. That's not the party I'm talking about. Like Burning Man, Louis said.
Burning Man. I'm down. I'll bring all the fun stuff, and we'll have a great time. Just eat the pizza. Don't ask questions.
The hobby's Burning Man.
I'm more of an Ibiza kind of guy myself, I think.
Somebody bring a fire extinguisher for Phil.
I keep one in my truck.
Okay, well, you guys better get to work on. What do you need? We need Gordie Howe's from Saskatoon. You need to build a 200-foot wooden Gordie Howe that will light on fire at the show.
Is there a Gordie Howe statue in Saskatoon? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you could. Is it good? You can make me can you make a better one?
No.
Okay.
You haven't seen this one.
Yeah.
Get a picture by it,
beautiful. Yeah.
What's that, Josh?
We go get a picture by it, but now you might have to get the fire department involved in. The Gordie Howe Burning Man.
You can get a picture with the Gordie Howe Bridge. You can go to the statue, and there's a Gordie Howe Sports Complex.
You go to the Gordie Howe rink, the Gordie Howe golf course, Gordie Howe campground.
Those are money. Those are cash grabs. I just want a picture with the statue.
Is Gordie's house like? Do people drive by it and say that's where Gordie grew up, kind of thing?
He grew up outside of Saskatoon. It's called Floral, and there's nothing there anymore.
Oh, okay.
Not even Gordie House
and everything.
Should have been museumified.
Bob Dylan's from my hometown, and a guy I was friendly. I wouldn't say I was friends with, but that I graduated with, and we hung out. Grew up in his house. So, and he would always have they would have random people all the time ring their doorbell from that had come from Germany, just wanting to see Bob Dylan's house. It was kind of odd experience.
I speak velvet. Where's Bob?
Anything else? Is there anything else named after Gordie, or did we cover all the bases there?
I think that's
Mr. Hockey. That's it.
Okay.
Are you going to try and get another hockey player, or if you get the one locked in here, that's good for.
If we get this one locked in, that'll be. I think that'll be a good for this year.
Okay.
It'll be momentum for next year.
Yeah. Okay. Because he obviously should have friends, and he could tell his friends or his agent, and network that out.
That's
it's a big name, Phil, and I know, and Carter knows, and Justin knows, but you don't know. So
I'll find out.
maybe not.
Keep your lips tight there, Carter.
Yeah. Loose lip.
Rumor is they're pretty
sink
loose.
ships.
Blabby mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Well, a couple other things we got to chat about before we let you guys go. Number one, so Justin, what jersey are you wearing? Phil's team? What?
Yeah. So I need to give props to my beautiful, smarter than me wife. I just turned 40 on the 30th. So she surprised me with my very first NHL game tickets to Edmonton where they played the Leafs.
Wow.
Crazy.
And it was so exciting. It was awesome. I don't know how I went this long without seeing a game, but
It's different, eh?
So-
How you
yeah,
feel?
it
so-
was such a great experience.
How did it live up to the expectation? That's what I want to know.
Oh, everything. Yeah, it was the stadium was loud. They're all chanting, "Go Leafs, go!" Of course, you know. There was just as many Leaf jerseys as Oiler jerseys there.
Even in Edmonton?
Yeah, I was very
Oh, that
surprised to
makes-
see that.
That makes
Yeah.
me feel better. In Ottawa, it's
Yeah.
always half, if not more for them. And
It was cold and snowy, but the drive sucked. But I didn't care. It was so cool. I've been on a high ever since.
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, how far of a drive is Edmonton for you guys?
It was 5 hours, divided highway, mind you, but still.
That's
Okay.
not that bad. I thought it'd be
Mhm.
longer.
And Carter, my boy, we're two Fleer guys, Phil. Carter likes Fleer too.
I know.
Yeah, so you can tell him his cards are stupid, like you tell me.
No, he
And
Yeah, bring it on, Phil. I
Yeah,
sent
I'm
you
part of
a
that group
video
now,
today.
Phil.
Josh is
Steve Carter.
hypersensitive. Yeah.
Carter's my new friend.
Yeah,
Um,
different.
How excited are we, Carter, for EX 2000?
Yes, I'm very excited. Cannot wait. How many boxes are you buying?
I don't know yet.
Are we
I
doing a
spent all my
case?
money on a checklist site, so that's great.
Well, Josh and I bought a case of O-Pee-Chee, and we're going to open it on release day, and we're going to try and make money, and we're going to put all the hits on eBay, and yeah, we're going to.
So you know how that's going to work. We're going to make
We're
Are you gonna
entrepreneurial,
no
man.
money.
That's how you do it, bro. You buy boxes of cards, you make your money back and more, right?
It's just a numbers game, Phil.
Yeah, it's just math.
No, I know there's a guy who, for
Try it.
reasons that, and he's listening. Yeah, I'm sure, because I think he listens. That he's reticent to come on the show for reasons I understand. But he makes good money by. Well, here's our problem, Phil. You can't buy a case. Like this guy will buy like 20 cases, and he power rips release morning. And the name of the game is how fast you can get them on eBay. First mover advantage, right?
I thought that's what we're doing, Josh.
We're doing one case.
That's 16 boxes of hockey cards. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
this guy is going to be doing the same thing with like 20
Well, then why
Are
don't
you
you
guys-
call him and do the thing with him then?
So,
because he wants to keep incognito.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm
Well,
excited.
okay, Carter. But getting back to Fleer, how many boxes are you buying?
None.
Ha!
What?
you said there were 2 card packs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
actually
saw
somebody commented today, and I feel better about it now. They said because now remember the story behind this. Phil, roll your eyes. I can't start the story till you roll your eyes.
I just did. I rolled my whole body.
Okay, thank you. Is the set was designed? It was in the 90s, and it was supposed to release with basketball, football, baseball, but Fleer lost the license. Skybox did, so they never released it. And so this is the designs, and this is the lost hockey set that's now being released. So what, 25, 6 years, 7 years later? Well, when EX 2000 came out for football, baseball, basketball, it was in 2 card packs. So they're sticking with the bit, and they're doing it, as original as possible. So I feel okay about that. Now I'm behind the 2 card pack. It changed my mind instantly.
Do you think that as an Easter egg, they will release some of the cards from the 90s as an Easter egg?
As a
For
buyback.
the original ones that were supposed to be in there?
wow. Like buys a
I don't
buyback.
know.
Wouldn't
Well, there
that
wouldn't
be
be
an
any-
Easter egg and a half? Oh, man.
Like I said, there wouldn't be anything to buy back, but
The Easter
No,
eggs
not
would probably
to
be crazy, eh? In EX, like who knows? The whole site's weird as it is, right? Get a
But
shit-
Probably
that
in,
would be
like-
an Easter egg, right?
Gene McLeod's desk. Like I was talking to her once, and she like rifles through her desk at home and is like, "Oh, here's like a Michael Jordan PMG prototype I did in '97 that we never released." It's like, it's like probably $20 million, Gene. Jesus.
Yeah, that should
You
be
know?
those should be archived in a museum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm very, very excited.
so
So
Would that
what
have the
about series?
credentials in it? The EX set
Yeah,
down
oh
with
yeah,
the credentials,
yeah,
right?
essential credentials. Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Now and future, yeah.
I can't. I have to look at. They haven't sent the checklist out yet, so
It'll
I
be
haven't done a
interesting to
deep
see
dive yet.
what. It'll be interesting. We'll know quick what sticks. You know,
Mhm.
the main 1 to 3 or could be 5 very type stitched up type cards or 16-bit type cards, right? Whatever the hobby loves. Quickly, curious to see.
Yeah.
I saw that
All right.
McDavid sold for 200, just over 200 on Slap Sharks there last night or tonight. I mean,
The
that's
stitched
16,
up.
17. The 16, 17 out of 43 from EX.
Oh,
Oh.
I get you. Sorry, I was thinking of the bit cards.
Mhm.
Oh, the big
Yeah,
cards. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, good update. I'm happy that you have sold some stuff. Keep up the hard work every day. Got to get Justin. Give Carter a goal. Say you can't go home
Oh, he gives me
Please.
goals. I guess.
till you sell 13 tables, and we gotta make this happen. I'm excited for the party. And I don't want to be
13%,
let
right?
down.
So just get it over. I think your goal should be over 22. 30 would be great, but like small little goals. You still got a bit of time, So if in a month from now you're over 20%, that's a win. I think so. Yeah.
What if people flooded from all over the US and Canada into Saskatoon, where even like they have like news stations there, right? Where like the news reporters are out, trying, hockey collectors invade the city, right? And they're trying to figure out like,
let's
what's
do it.
happening.
Ottawa man streaking down highway.
I mean, anyone,
Let's get it on CTV.
Yeah, for sure. I'm proud of my birthday suit. Let's go.
Okay.
It's 30%. It's 30% off your
The
automatic.
KFC's open all the time, Phil.
Well, I'm not proud of my birthday suit body by eating KFC, Justin. but
Well,
I
if
will
you're-
get a
if
quarter chicken meal.
If you're going streaking, we have to have the KFC open.
He'll
Fair
just
enough.
eat
There we
3/4 of a cake in bed, but he will not go to KFC. So
won't do that.
yeah,
Deep
there
and
we go.
delicious. Yeah.
I have morals and integrity.
Yeah, I understand.
All right. Well, we expect a good report in a month, and go buy some tables. If you are a card shop in the Saskatoon area in Saskatchewan, why wouldn't you want to be here? This is going to be an event. This is going to be a big deal. And these guys are doing something amazing for the hobby. And you're putting your necks out there, which I really respect and appreciate. And
We're not
hopefully you'll
gonna stop
inspire
talking
other
about it.
people to do the same.
Yeah, thanks. Like, I just want to say, like, this, we're building this for the collectors. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the collectors, we're bringing the show to Saskatoon because there's never been something like this. So we want to show the collector community that we're here, So come out here and we'll buy your items.
Yeah,
Right.
Buy those cards.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
got
going to
some
be
big
heat there. Like,
collectors
there's a good collecting community around there. There'll be some.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh man,
Yeah.
thinking after April, after the expo, right? Because when I wake up every day, I think of that. But after April, game on, boys. Like,
Yeah.
what else?
Yeah.
There's the one in Montreal as well, but it's right after the expo or right before. I forget.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's you guys, and it's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait.
Yeah.
We're
wait.
excited.
All right, boys. We'll talk to you in about a month, and good luck. We want a good report. See you then.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're back. Great combo. Carter and Justin are pretty awesome. Blew my mind that Justin had never been to a NHL game before. That's
Yeah,
kind of exciting.
crazy. Yeah, he was really happy though. He was smiling like a 5-year-old on Christmas.
Turned you into a Leafs fan for a minute, didn't it, Phil?
No, don't be ridiculous.
I'm very excited
Yep.
to go to the show.
Yeah, I can't
Lord,
wait.
and
It's
the
one
fun.
big party, man. It's gonna be so fun. I mean, they're gonna be stressed out because they have to organize it, but I just want to hang out.
We're
right?
not. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
I
not
think
at
that's
all.
the best part. We're just gonna go be total rabble rousers and make trouble all over the city.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a picture with us in front of every Gordie Howe thing.
Oh,
It's a bridge, whether
Can't
it's
wait.
the Gordie Howe grocery store, whatever it is. I don't care.
Hmm.
The Gordie
We
Howe
are though,
police
right?
station.
Well,
we're
sure.
actually gonna go on like a Gordie Howe tour, and maybe we'll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. I want to have fun. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
We should hire a driver. We should hire a driver and get some pops and yeah. We should make. I got good ideas. We'll have fun.
Should we ask every person we see if they're related to Gordie Howe?
No, we'll get punched in the face, man. Yeah, no. We got. Yeah. Like there's big farm boys out there. You don't want to be an idiot, but we want to have fun, right? Just follow my lead. We'll be okay.
Oh yeah, they're being
Oh,
strong
okay.
there, aren't they?
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to part 3. Hopefully they sell more stuff. So yeah, go to their website when they have it, I guess. Go to their Instagram, reach out to Carter or Justin, buy a table, hang out with us. It's going to be a party. Burning Man, Hockey Card
Yeah.
Burning Man, as we call it.
Burning Man,
Burning Man.
the old man Canadian American edition.
This is probably not the vibe. They're probably thinking family show. We're going to turn it into Burning Man.
I'm going to eat too much at the buffet at dinner and fall asleep with cards all over me. That's about as exciting as that'll get, you know.
We're going to get back to Hobby Mount Rushmore and continue in the Central Division in our Hobby Mount Rushmore series. It's where we're nominating who we feel are the 4 most deserving players from each team based on their stats, awards, accomplishments with the team, meaning to the franchise and community, and then finally their hobby market, which is our little twist on the bit. Hence why it's called Hobby Mount Rushmore. Today's team is the St. Louis Blues. Have you guys ever wondered why the teams are called the name they are or anything like that? I don't know. It just hit me when I was doing this. Why are they the Blues? So I looked it up and I thought I would share.
They're not crabby and under the weather people.
Makes me think of who's saying? I guess that's why they call it the Blues.
Robert Johnson?
And I guess
the Godfather of Blues?
call it the Blues. Time on my hand.
No, that's
I
not
don't
him.
Well, anyways, the St. Louis Blues got their nickname from a famous W.C. Handy song called St. Louis Blues. A classic blues tune, first published in 1914. When the NHL was awarded St. Louis franchise in 1967, team owner Sid Solomon III chose the name because of the city's deep connection to blues. Music saying, no matter where you are in town, they're singing. That's the spirit of St. Louis. The name perfectly reflects the city's rich musical history and remained iconic ever since. There you go.
Makes sense.
Named after a song. All right,
You know,
we're ready to get started.
Well, I know a funny stat. I'm probably going to get it wrong. I think Boston Bruins were named, or their jersey was after a grocery store. There was something,
Really?
yeah, something like that. Yeah, there was something about the grocery store in colors. I'm almost positive. There, I got you 70% there. Run with it.
Yeah. Well, this one could end up being our most controversial one yet. I left off some really big names in franchise history.
I'm curious.
Off of the mount. So here we go. We'll see what happens. But
You better have one on there.
oh wow, that's a good Troy drum roll there. The first player we put on the St. Louis Blues Hobby Mount Rushmore is Brett Hull. Either the American or Canadian sniper, and which one depends on who you ask on the show, is our first pick for the Blues Rushmore. Played 11 of his 20 NHL seasons in St. Louis. Played 744 games with the team, which is 6th most in franchise history. Little fun fact, St. Louis does not have a player to this point that's played 1,000 games with the team. That was kind of interesting.
Interesting.
Hull's 527 goals with the Blues is the most in franchise history. His 409 assists is second, and his 936 points is second most in Blues history as well. Brett Hull won the Hart Memorial Trophy as the NHL MVP with the Blues in 1991. He also won the Ted Lindsay Award that same year. And then the year before that, won the Lady Byng. He was a 3-time NHL first team All-Star with the Blues. Now, you got to check out this 3-season span he had with the team. Mind-blowing in today's context of what we think of the NHL. In 1989-90, he scored 72 goals.
Yeah.
He followed that up the next year with 86 goals, and then the year after 70. So in a 3-year span, he scored 228 goals in the NHL.
Mind-blowing.
It's
Mind-blowing. I want to say it'll never happen again, but I mean,
Yeah, who knows?
look at Ovi beating, trying to beat Gretzky's record, and people never thought that would happen again.
Yeah. Still, oh god. Hull is easily the biggest hobby market of any St. Louis Blues player. Over the past 12 months, more than 9,200 Brett Hull cards have sold on the secondary markets per card letter sales history. Of those sales, 30 were for more than 500 US. The all-time highest publicly selling Brett Hull card is this 1988 O-Pee-Chee rookie PSA 10, sold for $5,000 US even in January of 2021.
Nice.
Does that look 60-40 or?
Yeah, that's definitely an off center. Is that 55, 65?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not even close.
Okay.
Who's got it? I'll
So-
give him 1,500 for it.
That was the one easy one. It gets pretty squirrely going forward. The second player nominated to the St. Louis Blues, Hobby Mount Rushmore, is Vladimir Tarasenko. Spent his first 11 years with the Blues. He played 644 games with the team. That's 12th most in franchise history. His 262 goals, 5th most, 291 assists, 7th most, and 553 points, 5th most in team history. Tarasenko did not have many individual awards with the team. He was a 2-time NHL second team All-Star. Now, I remember very vividly being super impressed by the younger Tarasenko when Troy and I had Wild tickets. He's the rare type of player that when they would come to your home arena and he would have the puck on his stick in the defensive zone, you were just holding your breath. You knew something bad was going to happen. I felt that way about Patrick Kane, Sidney Crosby, of course. It was just so dynamic offensively.
Explosive.
Mm-hmm. And, he's by far the most dynamic goal scorer the Blues have had since Brett Hull. He recorded 8 30-goal seasons with the team. Does that surprise you?
No, he's good, man.
And he played a crucial role in helping the Blues win the Cup in 2019. And it's when you factor in the hobby market, that's really what strengthens the case for Tarasenko to be on the Blues Hobby Mount Rushmore. In the past 12 months, per Card Ladder sales history, about 2,200 Tarasenko cards have sold in the secondary markets. Of those sales, one was for more than 500 US. And the highest publicly selling Tarasenko card to date is this 2013-14 The Cup RPA out of 249 BGS 9.5 that sold for 2,100 US in February of 2021.
Wow.
So
I really like that card. That's a sick looking card.
That's a beautiful card. And I think you made the point on our last show, and it's true. Blues have underrated patches in cards.
Oh, sure.
That's Bill's point. Okay, so we go from Tarasenko now to Ryan O'Reilly. Now he comes in every pack we open. So I guess we had to put him on the Hobby Mount Rushmore. O'Reilly played just parts of 5 seasons with the Blues and 327 games with the team. It's not his only 97 goals with the team or 269 points as to why he made the Hobby Mount Rushmore. It comes down to really 2 things, Phil.
I didn't say a word.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. Good finally. O'Reilly was the Conn Smythe winner and captain of the first Blues team ever to win the Stanley Cup. He'll forever be the first player in franchise history to hoist the greatest trophy in all of sports over his head. And he has a decent, actually, hobby market, especially compared to other Blues players. In the past year, about 2,100 O'Reilly cards have sold in the secondary markets per Card Ladder sales history. 0 of those sales were for more than 500 US. And the highest publicly selling Ryan O'Reilly card to date is a 2020 Exquisite Auto Patch 101 from the Cup that sold for $500 US in April 2023. Unfortunately, there's no picture of that card, so we had to find something equally comparable. And it's this 2021 Hundo P base PSA 10 that sells. So there you go. Very equal.
I don't think that's a comparable card.
Oh, it is. You need to look at Card Ladder 130 point. This is a very comparable card.
Nah, I'm not going to do that.
All right, I'm excited for your comments, but let's get through the last one, and then we'll go through the snubs, and we'll see.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, the last player we selected is Chris Pronger.
You got to be kidding me right now.
Okay,
You have to be. Okay, go ahead, man. You're crazy.
He spent 9 of his 18 NHL seasons in St. Louis. In 598 career games, 3rd most by a defenseman on the team, he scored 84 goals, added 341 assists for 356 points. All of those stats, 3rd most by a defenseman in franchise history as well. He was the team captain from 1997 until 2003, and he had a magical season in the year 2000. Pay attention, Phil. He won the Norris Trophy and the Hart Trophy, the first defenseman to win the MVP since Bobby Orr. It is also regarded as one of the best individual performances in the year 2000, 2001 by a defenseman ever. Pronger was known as an elite shutdown defender with a nasty physical edge, strong skating, and incredible two-way ability. A serious wrist injury in 2002 and salary cap issues led his trade to Edmonton in 2005, cutting short would have been probably even a greater Blues legacy. He was elected to the Hall of Fame in 2015, and looking at the hobby markets, decently strong again compared to some of these other guys. In the past year, 1,926 Pronger cards have sold in the secondary markets per card letter sales history. Of those sales, 0 were for more than 500 US. And the highest selling Chris Pronger card to date is a 2020 SP Signature Edition Legends all-time Future Watch auto in the Whalers uniform. Pretty awesome. Black out of 10. That sold raw for 442 US last March. Okay, Phil.
I can't believe you picked Chris Pronger and Ryan Riley. Yeah, they should have been your honorable mentions. Not.
Okay.
I don't know where to
let me
start.
go through the snubs and then we'll continue.
Yeah.
So there's some big snubs. I told you this was going to be very controversial. The all-time franchise leader in goals and points in games played is Bernie Federico.
Yeah, but nobody collects his cards. I would have picked Alexander Steen, Pavel Dimitra before Pronger, and the big one, Keith Tkachuk. Keith, for every one card Pronger gets sold, Keith Tkachuk has 10. You're way off on that one. You're very wrong. It's your most wrong one.
Wow.
Yeah,
How do you
it's crazy. I would have like Pierre Turgeon, Rob Thomas. I would have picked Rod Ramage over Chris Pronger. Maybe not that, but I don't know. But okay.
So obviously you don't like Chris Pronger, but
no.
Yeah, so Bernie Federico, Al McInnes were big ones. Keith Tkachuk is another one. Grant Fuhr had a couple magical
put
seasons.
Fuhr on that. No one's going to put Fuhr on that. Listen,
Alex Pietrangelo.
That's a big mistake. Big mistake.
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe.
No, I think you're wrong. Just like you were about Trevor Linden in Vancouver. I think there's an aura of the Tkachuks in St. Louis, and you missed it. You missed it. Give all hate mail to the comments to Josh, because I don't read them anyway. So,
well, there's so many Diet PLD hate mail coming for you and Patrick.
Yeah, that's fine. Send them to Diet PLD, whatever. I love Montreal. They are not mad at me. We have a beautiful relationship, me and Montreal fans.
Hold on.
What are you thinking about what I said? Are you gonna switch?
I think you're off your rocker.
No, you guys are way wrong on that one. Way wrong.
I
know maybe I'm biased.
I understand the fan sentimentality to Tkachuk, and that's a big thing, but where in my mind, and I could be wrong, right? It's a little bit subjective, and we'll hear from people and we'll see what the consensus says.
It's okay.
They've won. You have Ryan O'Reilly was the captain of the only Stanley Cup winning team.
I get that. And I'm more surprised. It's a hard spot you're in, but you have to find a way to put Keith in there. I think the lore that he has in that city warranted him a cemented top 4 for that.
Mm-hmm.
Could have worded that a bit better, but I hope you know what I mean. I'm
just looking up something super quick.
Like I've met many Keith Tkachuk collectors. Who's a Chris Pronger collector? Yeah, okay, I'm not sure you're going to chime in now, but how many of them are there out there? Ryan O'Reilly's? Not that many. Keith Tkachuk cards go for pretty good money, man.
Same amount of Keith Tkachuk cards have sold as Ryan O'Reilly.
Okay, fine. Mm-hmm. What about Chris Pronger?
200 Keith Tkachuk cards.
Okay, well then, so you're wrong. I don't know.
No, I listen. That probably Tkachuk would be. Now on a regular Mount Rushmore, you'd have Bernie Federico for sure, but he had 600 cards sold in the past year.
Yeah, you can't put him on there. We're a hobby podcast, right? So we have to. It is tough to add opinion with like blending the two. We don't have a formula for it. I just feel that Keith has a longer lasting legend in St. Louis than Chris Pronger. So I could be wrong. I've never been to St. Louis, so I could be wrong.
Of the 4, who do you take off and put Keith Tkachuk on?
Chris Pronger.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you like Pronger?
Well, he's a jerk.
I wouldn't take.
Okay, but your feelings about him, your emotions about him.
Okay, so all feelings aside, my emotional intelligence being in line and on par, EQ 2.0, 100%. Chris Pronger would be off because Keith Tkachuk has a stronger following in the hobby market by far than Chris Pronger, in Phil's opinion. Okay. End of story.
Oh, you might be right too. I'm not saying you're wrong. So well, we want to hear from people.
As much as I'd take Pronger off because emotionally you can't, I would put Keith in before O'Reilly.
Oh, okay.
Or what about Tarasenko? Would Kachuk.
The problem
he's
is
another
you can't
one.
because of the hobby. It's hobby.
And Tarasenko is beloved in St. Louis. When he got traded to Ottawa, I popped over to the St. Louis subreddit. Even the people that didn't like him said, "Listen, when he's on, he's amazing. You guys got a great deal."
Tarasenko checks all the boxes.
Yeah, Tarasenko's got he was a super, like Kaprizov's for you guys in Minnesota. Tarasenko was a superstar for them in St. Louis.
Well,
so
I reminded myself a lot about that, in that if you think of Tarasenko only in the frame of what the last couple of years have been like, you can't. You have to think of him the first 8-9 years of his career where he was ridiculous.
And he still has flashes of that. It's kind of like the Kovalev thing. Alexei Kovalev, like the Habs fans, Alexei Kovalev wouldn't show up for 5 games in a row, and Montreal would like hate on him. But he pop in 3 the next game. Oh my God, he's the savior. So it's a lot of that going on. And most Habs fans love Alexei Kovalev, and I love him too. He's great, class act, turtleneck, the whole bit. So it's the same of that going on with Keith in St. Louis. I think there's a vibe they give a city, and they love it.
So you guys, if Kachuk went on, you would think that either Pronger or O'Reilly would have to come off. And Lou, are you thinking it would be O'Reilly?
Yes.
Okay.
I think of it like this way. I think of it like if they came out after a game, who would the bigger standing ovation be for? I think Keith Kachuk would get the biggest standing ovation out of that whole panel.
Maybe.
I feel he would, because he's larger than life, right? He's larger than life, and he's a bit of a.
You love him because he's Brady's dad. So
well, at the end of every sentence, you have to take it with a grain of salt, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm only comparing it to Kachuk taking O'Reilly off of there.
Yeah,
I'm not
cool.
And I guess I just waited. Conn Smythe winner, captain,
Stanley Cup.
I mean, that's a big.
Listen,
deal. if you're, and it's not like it was their 11th Stanley Cup; it was their first.
Yeah, no, and I have a lot of biases entering this conversation, but I'm allowed to be subjectively chaotic,
irrational.
Yes.
Yep.
You're also allowed to remember that if you're going to use it the same too.
I'm gonna pop out for that to pop in.
Well, actually, I'm really curious. So please, everyone, whether you live in St. Louis or you're a Blues fan or just a casual fan, chime in. Let us know what you think the right 4 would be, because this is a fun one to me. It's less fun when they're all like straightforward.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to a conversation we had a couple days ago. Very unique situation going on. We had a lot of fun talking to Adam, who also goes by Edition Sports Cards. And if you've ever wondered, like, would you trade your entire collection for one card? Well, he just is doing that. He's a longtime collector, pushing all his chips into the middle of the table and selling all of his cards to acquire one big hobby grail. And he was kind enough to spend some time with us and talk about the card he's coveted and the process he's going to going big to get it. So with that, we hope you enjoy our conversation with Adam. All right, very excited for this next conversation. Phil, it's kind of funny. We both were alerted this morning to Adam and the crazy, cool, awesome, just crazy overall thing that he's doing with his hockey card collection. We both reached out to him. Unbeknownst to each other, right? We were kind of on it, and then we ended up having a phone conversation, and we both are like, "Did you hear about this?" And we're like, "Yeah." And then we're like, "I'm like, I sent him a message," and you're like, "I did too." So it's kind of funny that we were both kind of Johnny on the spot to talk to Adam from Edition Sports Cards, who is in the process of basically giving up trading in, selling, however you want to put it, his entire collection to fund one pretty amazing card, which is a 2015 Connor McDavid Young Guns High Gloss, Phil. That's out of 10.
Yeah.
I think the one that you're going after is a BGS 9, but who cares about? I mean, there's 10 of them, right? Just any copy is good. So welcome, Adam. Great to have you, and can't wait to get into the details of this.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Right. So, Adam, are you selling all your cards? Like every one of them for the high gloss?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah.
I literally kept 2 cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, but no, technically no.
Yeah, but they were like they were my 2 favorite cards pretty much. Like if there was a fire, these are the two cards I would have grabbed first, sort of thing. So
Seismic Gold McDavid.
yep, that's one of them. And 2022 Golden Treasures.
That's it. Yes,
McDavid.
the Golden Treasure. Yeah. Okay.
Oh wow, yeah, those are two good ones to keep.
Yeah.
So before you had two cards in your PC, how many did you have? Like how many? What does your collection start at, and then now down to two?
Well, my card ladder had like 110 on it, but I had definitely a lot more than that. I don't know, maybe 200 or something that I would consider PC. And then I had maybe 100, 200 other just like miscellaneous cards that were on like eBay and stuff like that.
So I follow you. I follow you on Instagram. You're a huge Elias Pettersson fan.
Yeah, Pettersson, McDavid, Bure, those are like my three guys.
Yeah, there you have one McDavid post where you have all the seismic golds in there. It's crazy. Yeah, check out Adam's Instagram. Well, I mean, it's kind of more history at this point. Yeah, but it's how do you feel knowing that you're going to be void of those cards, right? Like I'm a big Brady Tkachuk guy. It would take a big card for me to trade all my Brady Tkachuks, right? So how do you feel? Like how are your emotions?
Well, the card I got is like the main card I was interested in getting, like in the hobby, like the number one chase card. So I felt okay with it because I figure I can get like the harder to get card, the more expensive one, get that locked up, and then I can build back if I want. Like the other cards, I can try to get them again in the future. It's a lot easier. So yeah, that's kind of how I reasoned it. And the fact that I got to keep a few, like there's those two McDavids I kept were like, yeah, those ones never crossed my mind to trade them. So it wasn't like a full swap. It's like, I'm just kind of consolidating into a couple, and I have another card coming as well. So yeah, it's just like get the top few cards that I want and then work my way down instead of like buying all these smaller cards and trying to then also have the cash to chase a bigger card. It's just very difficult. So that was a lot.
In a way, is it refreshing? Like it's almost a restart, right? Where it's like now that I know what I know, and if I had to start collecting again today, what would I do differently? You kind of get that chance, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like my progression with collecting, I've really figured out exactly the cards I like. Like a lot of cards I like, and then I buy them, and then I put them in a box, and I don't really. It's like I wanted them. I still like the card. I bought it, and I just don't really care about it that much. But like the card, like my favorite cards are the ones where I get them, and then it's like, okay, yeah, this card I can't give up. Like the McDavid Gold is I have that sort of feeling with that card. The Golden Treasures, 1 of 1. And then with the Bure stuff, like he doesn't have like 1 of 1s, so I felt like okay, I can get those back in the future if I need to. Might be more expensive, might be less, who knows, but I can get those ones again. And then the whole Pettersson thing has just been really weird in Vancouver with him the last like year, so it's just been kind of stressful with him, and I was kind of like, I don't know, I'd be okay selling some of these cards anyways. Okay. But had I not done a consolidation like this, I definitely wouldn't auction all his cards. I would have sold some of them, probably some of the weaker ones, and then held on to my favorites or whatever.
Have we explained what Adam's doing? Did we do that at the top?
Yeah, we're going to right now.
Okay.
Louis, do you want to throw the card up? So, because I kind of want to go through the backstory of how all this has. So here's the card. Here, it's a holy moly, hobby grail. No other way to put it. And so, when did you first see that this card was available?
Right away. Like, I was already messaging them. Like, I think 20 minutes after they posted this card.
So it's a card, and I think you kind of mentioned this, and I think you did in your video too. Which again, if you go to Aaron's YouTube Edition Sports Cards, he did a 40-minute, very comprehensive, very thorough breakdown of kind of shows all the cards and how you went about on your journey to acquire this McDavid Young Guns High Glass. But this is a card that you've coveted for a very, very long time, right? Like this is the card for you.
Yeah, I figured that out like probably about like 2 years ago when I just I got like obsessed with like true rookie cards, but then the rarest parallels of them. And then that's kind of how I like came to the conclusion that this is like, in my opinion, it's just like McDavid's best card. Obviously not the most valuable or whatever, but just like it's the number one card. Like if I had to keep one only, it would probably be this card. So yeah, that was around that time when I figured out that this was like the main grail card that I wanted. But
And
are you gonna try and get an exclusives now?
Probably not, no, because
No.
like I don't really care about the rainbow for like Young Guns. you
Yeah,
know?
me
Like,
neither.
it's not as cool as like O-Pee-Chee Platinum or whatever.
Yeah, when I got my first Brady Tkachuk high gloss, I felt king of it. Gave me an inch in my manhood. You know, like
Yeah.
it was an incredible feeling, and I felt like I got his best rookie card. I really did. So when you
Yeah.
say the top card, you know, there could be debate about it for sure, but there's not going to be a lot. What would be a cup RPA 99?
Yeah.
You know, that's a patch. That's an auto. What? Josh, we talk about all the time. You're not a big patch guy. You like a good hockey card, good insert. This to me is the king of Connor McDavid rookie cards, the high gloss Young Gun. I think you're doing a great job, Adam, with what you're doing.
So Adam, when it went up, you said you were Johnny on the spot within 20 minutes. What was the asking price for this?
They asked $100K or best offer on it.
Okay, and that's Canadian. And how close was that to recent comps?
I think that was a fair amount more. I think the last one of these, I think it might have been the same copy that sold for like 73 Canadian.
Oh, wow, that's a big difference.
2 years ago or something.
Okay.
Did you wheel and deal?
Maybe 1 year ago. Yeah, no, I didn't pay the asking on it or whatever. But I did pay a little bit more than the last comp. So
reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah.
When did it become available? Like, did you have to learn that, okay, there was an option to basically fund this card through selling off your entire PC? Is that something that they told you that is a service that they were willing to do, or did you propose this to them? I'm kind of curious how you learned that the way you went about it was even an option.
Well, that's what their post was about. It was like they were advertising their cosign to own thing. So it was like a picture of this card. They're saying they had it available, and then if you have $50 plus cards, then you can auction with them, and then get a card like this. But I was already aware of like other. There's been a bunch of like consolidation stuff that's popped up in the last, like, I'd say a year and a half. Like, it's a pretty new thing in the hobby.
Yes.
There's like fund your cards. I think a lot of the co-signing places in the States, like, they do it as well.
You sign a contract, I would assume, yeah.
The Slap Sharks thing, not really, but the fund your cards, I used them, and there was a contract for that one.
Oh,
but yeah, the Slap Sharks thing, I think, is just more like good faith, sort of. And I trust them, so that wasn't really a problem for me.
Good.
Were you nervous about the process at all? Like, that it would work out or that it wouldn't work out?
I was nervous about shipping my cards. I don't really know.
Yeah, I guess so, brother. Yeah.
I don't really know how to like insure cards and stuff. So like I always just ship stuff uninsured, and it's kind of stressful.
Where do you live?
Vancouver.
Oh, West Coast boy. Okay, so you're shipping to Toronto, yeah.
Yeah. So, but one of the things that made it great was Slap Sharks. They got an insured shipping label for like pretty much the full value of what I was sending them, and sent that to me like within a couple hours. So
that's good business.
Yeah, it was like that was a big thing, just knowing like, okay, I don't have to like risk losing all this like in the mail. And then also I'm just nervous about like the values, like, because it's a big amount to owe on something. Even if I'm like quite confident I have enough to pay for it, it's still just like a lot. So
Adam, are you married?
No. Do
you have a girlfriend?
No, single.
Okay. Yeah, me neither, brother.
I'm glad you're doing this first, because there would be like, maybe we should get a patio.
Yeah.
Instead of a hockey card.
A lot more for a patio than a patio for that money, then.
A lot of people have patios, but only 10 people have a McDavid high gloss.
Do you have a lot of in real IRL? I know that acronym now. In real life friends that collect cards as well, and they think you're like a crazy cowboy right now, or are they trying to convince you not to do it? Or
no, most of my friends IRL are not really they're into like sports, but not the card collecting.
Okay, so do you keep a big deal like this under wraps and just like happy, and you get on social media? That's where all my friends are for cards usually.
I just use my hobby Instagram for all that sort of stuff. I have a private one, which I don't really post this.
Yeah, well, you're on the map now. You leveled up, like, you people should know who you are. Adams from Edition Sports Cards got the high gloss McDavid.
Yeah, well, everyone's gonna forever know that you
Yeah.
own one of the 10.
I know where all the other high gloss Brady Kachucks are except one. I know every single place. I know that's kind of weird. I'm not trying to freak anybody out, but
Yeah, well, yeah, that is weird.
did. Yeah.
Do you know, were you competing with anyone else to get this card, or did you have like first mover advantage?
I'm not sure because it was so quick that I already knew this deal was almost like exactly tailored for what I wanted to do.
Oh,
because
that's great, man.
I was already waiting for a BGS 9 McDavid high gloss to hit an auction, like a Golden or a Fanatics or whatever. And then when it did, I was going to contact Fund Your Cards. So that was already my plan. But then I saw this. I'm like, wait, this is way better because there's no 10% fee on this. I just sell the cards. And since all the cards I have are pretty much hockey cards, it's way better to sell with Slab Sharks than some random US eBay or whatever that would be used with the other stuff. So it was like the deal was like exactly what I wanted. So I don't know if I had competition because it was just like I just swooped in there like instantly. As soon as I added up everything up and figured I had enough value to do it, I just sent the deal.
You were motivated. No one's getting in Adam's way. And this like in 20 years, how old are you, Adam, right now?
Just turned 34.
All right. So in 20 years, when you're an old fart like Josh and me in your mid 30s, who knows where, like, if McDavid has 2 cups under his belt, like, brother, there's only 10 of these cards. Like, I really, really get what you're doing. And high gloss is that special to me. I just think this is super amazing what you're doing. And I'm a big fan. You got a big fanboy and Phil over here.
Thanks. Yeah.
You're
Well,
welcome.
I always thought like, and I can't ever get to this point, but like my collecting aspiration would be to have like 20 cards. Like if I get to the point where I only have 20 PC cards, and it doesn't mean I'm done collecting, but it's upgrading at that point. It's like one in, one out sort of philosophy.
Small but
like
mighty.
Where it's like, let me try to get the 20 best cards, because I think what happens to so many of us is we just hoard almost, Phil. And it's like, can you really enjoy when you have 10,000 hockey cards like a mall, or would you enjoy more having 20 or a handful of amazing cards?
Adam said that. You said you had your wanted cards and then you just kind of put them aside and then you forget, kind of like your orange checkers or some future watch patch auto of like a medium player you really like, but it's almost more the chase. Then when the chase is done, you're like, oh, well, off to the shelf it goes. You got rid of those shelf cards and you have the card,
Well,
I know.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, Adam. I just want to throw it in there really quick because I know something. We're Slab Shark sponsors our show, and they're great people, and we're affiliated. They did give me a little bit of inside info, and I'm not trying to out Phil here, but Phil did offer 15,000 Shane Pinto Young Guns for this card.
You're such
I did have competition.
You did. Karn denied me though, as usual. He'll say yes one of these days.
Sorry, but what were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, even what you said with like 20 cards, that's pretty much exactly where I'm at. Where it's like that would be my like end game collection would be like 20 to 25, where it's like 15 of the best rookie cards in my opinion, and then like 10 just like cool like one of ones and stuff from like after the rookie year. So
what's a pop report on this bad boy? Are there PSA SGCs out there?
The grading on this card is actually kind of surprising because there's 3 PSA 10s.
Oh,
I wouldn't have thought.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's 5 BGS 9.5s apparently. But I'm pretty certain a few of those have been maybe
resubbed.
Yeah, maybe that's where the PSA 10s came from or something like crossover.
Are you tempted with this to resub it, or you're happy with the 9?
I don't even the grade. I literally wanted it to be low grade. That was like the only. Like I wouldn't be able to pursue the 9.5s or whatever because those are
put it in a one touch and I don't know. Are you gonna crack it or no?
It's probably in this slab, but I like PSA way more. I just don't know if I want to pay like a couple $1,000s to get it crossed into like a PSA 8 or something.
Have you seen the commercial for Phil's slab cracking service?
Yeah. If you need any help, Adam, I can share best practices. Let me know, buddy.
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
No,
Probably skip it.
Phil, I think the collective hobby would have a heart attack if you tried to crack. It doesn't go well.
Yeah, but Adam's like, yeah, I gave it to Phil. He's gonna crack it for me. Everyone's like, no. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't crack this card.
I'm good at cracking cards. I just want to provide some entertainment. That's one day I'll show everybody. I'll do it with a blindfold on, and they'll be like, "Oh, he does know how to get out of here."
Yeah. Wow. So if everything goes well, when do you hope to have this beautiful card at your place in your hands so you can enjoy it and it can be yours?
Probably in a month and a half or something. I think they were aiming for like 4 auctions or something for a lot of the stuff.
Gotta be strategic, eh? Can't dump it all.
Yeah.
Can't put Pedersen on there all in one shot.
Yeah, I told him to space out his stuff, like the higher end stuff, at least for him. And then I think about a month or something
Has anything gone to auction so far?
Yeah, they're live already. Like,
wow, nice.
Yeah. When I posted the video, the first batch of stuff was going live that day.
Okay.
What if you're a couple of K short? Is Karn going to be like, still mine? You just like, what do you do?
I guess I just sold everything for nothing in that case. But no, I assume I could just make up the difference with some cash at the end.
If you get more than the offer, I mean, you'll get a check, right? It works both ways, I would think.
Yeah, which is what I like that more than a trade, because if my stuff is like worth like 110 or something, like I would rather, I wouldn't.
Yeah, this is accurate.
Straight up.
Yeah, and yes, I know they sponsor our show, but Karn and staff are great people to deal with. They're running a very good business. Every decimal point matters to them, and you're in good hands.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, what happens when the card is yours? Are you going to let them ship it to your place, or are you going to fly out to Toronto and pick it up?
I'll just get them to ship it, and then it's probably just going straight to the safety deposit box. Unfortunately, I'll get some nice scans of it or whatever, but then it's going to the
get
bank.
it safe at home. I keep my cards in 3 different places. Well, I don't know. I mean, you probably don't want to keep that at home, but
I do have a home safe, but I don't really want to keep something that valuable there.
So you're going to tell everyone to leave you alone for the 2 days that it's in transit while you're freaking out that it doesn't, whether it's going to come or not?
Yeah, no, I'm not too worried about it.
You should get them to bring the card to the expo in April and just fly down. That way you can
if I
cards or something.
If I was going to go there, then that'd be a good.
Oh, you're not. I always assume everyone just goes to the expo. Sorry.
Yeah, the only time I went actually was for that other McDavid seismic gold that I have. I went there to cross that one over.
No kidding.
At PSA. So
if I real deal, love you, brother. This is great.
Yeah, I would do the same thing with this one. I don't know if it's just so expensive to cross over the higher.
Yeah, the upcharge. See, this is my beef. Oh, it's not a beef. This is my biggest gripe. My only gripe actually with the upcharging is look. This is a perfect example of someone the upcharging is hurting.
For a collector, yes.
Yeah, for a collector. He's just going to put it in a safety deposit box. He's actually a PSA fanboy. He's not interested in reselling, and they're going to upcharge him. And he's not going to, I mean, that's what else do you need to know? It's very, very silly. I think it's very silly.
Yeah. If it went to like a PSA 10, I understand it. But like I would literally have to pay thousands for it to go to like a PSA 8. So it's just it would lose value, and I'd have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not great.
Okay, so once you have this card in your possession, what's the next card then? Have you thought about, just so you have 2 in your PC, you'll have 3. What do you want card number 4 to be? You
should probably go buy
I already got card number 4, because that one, like I mentioned, I used Fund Your Cards for a smaller card, and I don't know if we want to get too sidetracked, but that card. You're familiar with that one because you guys have done some content based on the other card that I picked up.
Okay, spell it out.
Yeah, it's a Outburst Gold. I'll put it that way.
Of who?
You could probably guess who it would be of. Based
McDavid?
On yeah.
No. Is it the Young Gun Outburst?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't buy that one.
The second year from this.
Oh,
was
it the one that we did the?
Yeah, you guys did like an episode on it.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, well, that card was actually very transformational for me because it really made me think how important in a very short amount of time that card has become. And, people like yourself are willing to, spend $6,000 on that card. And, and then in the context of all the Lane Hudson and the Cutter Gauthier and some of even like the Shelovs, I think one sold for a few $1,000s, and he hasn't done a ton in the NHL. It's like, wow, in a year, this became one of the most important cards in the hobby. And obviously you must agree.
Yeah. No, actually, you did a great like top 5 1-of-1s or something, like maybe 6 months ago or a year ago or something. You guys did like a what are the best 1-of-1s episode or something. And I think you guys had the Outburst number 2. And I was just like watching that and I was like, man, I agree. Like this
Nice.
card already is like, in my opinion, it's the best 1-of-1 parallel like for hockey, just because it's like actually a hockey card. It's not like taking the hype from basketball with like a PMG or whatever.
Yeah, it's unique to our thing.
And it's from the flagship. So, and they're just beautiful looking cards. Like I owned the Austin Matthews first year one for a while. And just like, yeah, even like the Bedard $1 million thing. Like I don't remember anything like that ever for Golden Treasures or any of these other cards.
Which card are we talking about? Which McDavid Outburst?
The
second year.
2024.
Okay, second year. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it was not the first year
for second year. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And you paid $6,000 for that, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
$6,000 US.
So like 8K CAD or something.
Yeah,
but,
a lot more than that now.
yeah.
You got a good deal.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those cards. I know it went on Facebook and then it sold like instantly. It had like 50 comments for like 4K. So I figure it's worth at least 6 Canadian.
Yeah,
so,
man.
But it's the sort of card. That's the sort of card I overpay for because it's like long term. I feel like that's just such an important parallel. And one of the things I loved about that one is the photo on it. Which when you guys talked about it, no one really mentioned that. But you're saying like, oh, they paid a lot for the second year versus the first year. But McDavid's first year photo is like not a great photo. He's like knocked over in the corner with like some goofy look on his face. Whereas I really like the photo on that second year one. And it's still like, from his prime or whatever. So like 10 years from now, maybe I wouldn't be as interested in buying one when he's like 33 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it's like he's 27 years old in that photo or whatever, like prime player. So yeah.
Can I ask you a personal question about the Pavel Bure cards you're selling?
Yeah, go for it.
One of them isn't a 2016 O-Pee-Chee, is it?
No.
That's what I really want.
Yeah. I got a Pavel Bure VIP black, Josh. It's really nice.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Bure's modern cards really. I only knew about his like 1998, 1999, that sort of stuff.
Pacific man, eh?
Yeah. I had his O-Pee-Chee Platinum card from 2015. It's because it was like his first O-Pee-Chee Platinum, but
nice.
Yeah, that's the only like card I had of him from modern.
Yeah. Is that the one where he was on like the weird Russian All-Star jersey or like the red and white jersey? You know what I'm talking about? Or is
yeah, I do. I hate that card. Just because the jersey on it, just apparently it is an All-Star jersey, but it's just ugly and weird looking.
Is the Young Guns card?
No, it's from a set I collect. I'm spacing on it. It's either I think it's 2017.
Oh, modern. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the O-Pee-Chee Platinum where all the players in the All-Star jerseys, and you get. That's the one where I have like the Wayne Gretzky seismic gold and the old Campbell conference jersey, and I got the Patrick Waugh. There is a Pavel Bure, but it looks like he's in like an unlicensed Russian jersey. It's such a strange looking card where
it didn't work.
Yeah, I had the seismic gold of that, and the photo and the jersey, that's like a deal breaker for me with certain things. So I never liked that card.
Do you think, Adam, that now that you've done this now twice, this sort of use these consolidating services, do you think that this is something that's going to get more and more popular in the hobby?
It probably will, because like I said, it wasn't really around a few years ago. So now it's like actually an option for people. And the one thing actually I didn't mention in my video that I probably should have is like the way I went about doing this was like the dumbest way possible. Like I basically like overpaid for like almost all the PC cards I had and stuff. It wasn't like I wasn't buying them strategically to like build up equity to trade it all for one card. But now that these services exist, you could actually, like, someone newer in the hobby could actually plan it out that way, like try to build a really cool PC, and also think about the values and then trade it up, you know, in the future. So
you can get more when services like this, you can get more juice out of your set, you know, and a lot of eyes on it, and it's the best way to do it, I would think.
Well, I always think about like the idea of buying a $100,000, $75,000 card, right? 99 out of 100 people or more are going to say, well, I'll never have $75,000 to buy a card, but they've spent $120,000 in their closet in like, you know, $25 cards over the past 6 years, right?
That they'll never get $25 per card. But like my Daniel Alfredson, I've probably spent over 25, 30,000. I'd imagine I would not be able to sell that whole thing for $5,000. Maybe. Right, I'm sure someone listening would be like, "Oh, I'll buy all your Alfredsons, and $5,000 seems fair for like 20,000 cards." But I've lost all my money on that completely. That's okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is cool, man. You don't see this every day. Obviously, you don't see the opportunity to do this every day. And actually, the one other thing that made me think about is I guess a benefit, and I don't know about. I don't want to be too complimentary of the idea of consolidation, just because it hasn't been around enough to see the pros, the cons, the winners, the losers, that sort of thing. But what I like about this story too is that when we think of cards like this, McDavid, Young Guns, High Gloss, we kind of usually it's like, well, some billionaire is going to come buy this card, and these services give access to people that are not on super yachts, right?
Well, you're not on a super yacht, are you, Adam? You're not hiding the yacht?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That was my assumption, is that it gives sort of the more regular Joe who has built up a really good collection over the years the opportunity to purchase a card like this. That's, like I said, typically reserved for, we assume, really wealthy people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of fun.
It's great,
I hope
man. I love it,
you,
Adam. I think it's flipping awesome. I'm and I want to showcase more. Like, people listening, if you buy big cards like this or what, we want to hear about it. We love this. Like I've had a really crappy day, and this made my day. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for sharing your story. And again, Adam did an awesome video on YouTube. Go search for Edition Sports Cards. He goes very thoroughly through much more detail through the process, and I would definitely recommend everyone checking that out. And best of luck in the auctions. My hope is you get way more, and you not only get your card, but a nice big check to buy some other cool cards too.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
See you, buddy.
Okay, we're back. Thanks again to Adam for coming on the show.
Ooh.
Now, here's my question to both of you. Could you do it? Phil, could you trade, think of all the cards you have, could you trade all but 2 for any single card? Do you ever imagine a scenario you would do that?
I feel like I have that cowboy style in me, but there isn't a card I can think of. Like Bobby Orr rookie card in a good grade. Would I trade all my card? No, I wouldn't. Right.
Yeah.
And that's probably like my greatest. Or Frank Patrick, the first hockey card ever in a PSA 10, right? Trade all your cards for that first perfect card on the planet. Wow, no, I still wouldn't do it. I wouldn't trade all the memories. It's not even
a money thing. Like, you have what, 20 or how many Brady Tkachuk acetates do you have again? 12 or something like that?
14.
You could never get 14 again, right?
And the journey and the memories I had, like I have a lot of drives out there that get a lot of these cards that I've done over 20 years, right? Like 10 years ago, I drove just a little town outside of Sudbury to pick up a card, you know, like I like those memories, and my collection is a reflection of me and how I acquired to get them. I'm not taking anything away from Adam. I think what he's doing is amazing. And he has the right attitude. He can get the cards later, most of them if he wants. A high gloss Connor McDavid is one of the greatest. That card should be in a museum in 50 years. You know, that's how I see that. I'm a huge high gloss guy though, so biased again. I love what he's
Could you
doing.
do it, Louis?
No, because I get hooked on stuff and sentimental with things, and probably wouldn't happen.
Yeah, we're feelings
Mhm.
guys.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
Adam looks like a stone cold killer.
Oh,
No.
so cute.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome though that he's doing it and putting everything towards something he really wants.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. He left himself with 2 cards, I think. Now he's got 3.
Yeah.
And he's confident. He's clearly thought about this. He has a plan. He's well spoken. I applaud you, young man. Good job.
What do you think about the this is the part that would be hard for me, and I don't know at what dollar value I would do it, but I get rid of so many cards, I buy this relic, and then I take pictures of it, and that's all I'm gonna see of it because I'm gonna put it in the safety deposit box. I
Yeah.
wanna hold
That's a
it,
tough spot. Eh?
you know? I don't know.
But would you walk a little stronger, a little more pep in your step, knowing what you got in that safety deposit box?
Yeah.
I feel like I would. Be like, you know what I have? A Connor McDavid high gloss. Get out
It
of here.
becomes an investment. Kind of at that
Yes.
point, it's tough to feel like a collector, but I also understand, like, you would just be, paranoid having a $100,000 card sitting around your house.
Well,
Yeah.
I would now, you know, coming on this goofy show and telling us and X amount of people see it now. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but let's say I think about this often. So let's say the high gloss is 7 out of 10, okay? He keeps in his
Mhm.
house. He gets robbed. You need to be very well threaded in the community beyond friendships that need to be solidified with the utmost secrecy, and you'd have to sell that card to somebody who can never show that card to anybody ever. And what
Right.
would they offer for it, right? So what would street value on a stolen merchandise hockey card be? I don't know, like let's say 50%, right? Let's say the street's paying 50% on that merch. So that's
Yeah, you
50
can't sell it
grand.
via Golden if there's a police report
You
on it,
can't.
right?
No, of course
Right.
not. You'd have to sell it privately. You have to, or you sit on it for 20 years and hope people forgot. But I don't think Adam would forget. He's going to be 55. It's not going to be that. He's not that old. And so, yes, don't tempt the devil. But numbered cards that are worth 6 figures, like Karn has the LeBron James. Let's say he sells it for $1 million, or it gets stolen. You have to sell that card privately to somebody who can never really show that card. It's tough. It's tough.
And
you know?
you'd be dumb not to insure a card like that too.
Yeah, you'd be
So
silly.
that would
too.
be a little bit of a safety net there. What do you guys think about these, like what Slapsharks is doing and enabling people to fund large purchases?
Oh, I like it. That's
do
you know what
too.
I don't like? Remember that fractal stuff? Oh, me and
Yeah.
7 other guys own a car,
Mhm.
a 52 mantle. Like, get out of here,
Yeah.
man. No one cares.
I own
You know?
1/2000th of a
Yeah, that
Gordie
drives
Howe
me.
rookie.
That's silly.
And that rose to the top during the big, right? Like life is good, everything's great. Sure, I own a card with that's the most silliest thing I've ever heard.
Even
I'm
though
so
they're
glad-
going to come, even though those 7 guys are going to come back to you and say, "Well, it's just an investment thing.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever it goes up, we split and blah blah blah." But
Okay, well, let's be mature. And Louis, I think that's a good point. Let's give the benefit of the doubt and not cut ourselves short and shoot ourselves in the foot. They are assets, right? A 52 mantle is an asset. So if they want to look at our hobby that way, that's fine. But I can't relate to you. I don't want to have a beer with you. That's great if you want to pop into my hobby and treat this. And that's respect. That's value. And they recognize that in our hobby. It's flattering. But I don't have a connection to you. That's not how I hobby.
No.
So that's how I look at the fractal community. I think what Slapshark's doing is awesome. And I don't know why I connect the two. I kind of figure it's the flip side of the fractal coin. You know, they're helping one person own one big card.
Yeah, and what they're doing is they're enabling at their benefit, right? Their business.
Oh, their
so
business,
they
of
should
course.
share in the good part too. Is 99.9% of people could never buy a Connor McDavid high glass.
right.
Well, Adam
And
can't.
so
right
sometimes we think that only, the best cards are for the richest people. But there are lots of people that have spent $100,000 of cards over the past, or have acquired $100,000 worth of cards in the last 20 years, no matter what they've spent.
Yeah.
And if that card is that meaningful to you, it gives the more average income to person the opportunity to potentially acquire a card where it wouldn't exist before, or you would have to go through the painstaking process of liquidating yourself
Right.
those cards. And where, I think that's the other part of it, is that because of the strength of their auction, Slab Sharks, a sponsor of our show, I should mention again, but they not only will enable that kind of transaction, but they have an easy way to liquidate because you just throw the cards in their auction.
Yep.
I like also how, like, keep it simple. Does Adam, so let's say Adam has $0 in his bank account, but he has a plethora of great hockey cards. Adam does not have the money right now to buy that card. Let's just assume.
Mhm.
But Slab Sharks is providing a service where they're going to make a bit of money, a bit of profit, and they're going to help Adam get that card. I think that's a great service. Both parties are winning. No one's forcing Adam's hand, and he's wanted that card for years. He said, specifically like a BGS 9. He knew what he wanted, and when he saw it, he's all in. Love it. Yeah.
Yep. Good for him. It's
Okay,
great.
well, good luck to him. I hope he does well in the auctions and he gets the card safely at home and in his safety deposit box very soon.
Mhm.
Okay, new product releases brought to you by our good friends and partners at Mint Inc. Mint Inc is, of course, the spot in Toronto to get all your hobby needs and desires fulfilled. If you go either to their Davenport or flagship store in Vaughan, you'll very quickly realize it's not your daddy's old dingy LCS. That's for sure. Mint Inc is an experience. Their Vaughan shop is unreal. We got the opportunity to go there last fall. Very, very cool. You can get any sort of hobby boxes, tons of singles, memorabilia. Yes, Pokemon, Phil. You can get it there. You drop off your cards for grading and a whole lot more. Plus, even if you're not in Toronto, they can ship hockey products like 2024-25 Allure coming out on Wednesday anywhere in Canada. So, Phil, I was told that you used to date a girl in Port Alice and Vancouver Island. Did you know that while you were visiting her there, you could have had Mint Inc ship you your new hockey boxes like 2024-25 Allure?
Or another
Don't you
teenager.
wish you would have known
walking
that?
around. I hope not, but I welcome you.
Birthday
Oh,
present for your
boy.
kid.
Oh man, I don't have. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. While we're waiting for Allure to drop, though, I thought we'd take a quick look back. Kind of, look back over the shoulder. And it's still very early, but hopefully informative top 5 secondary market sales for 2023-24 Clearcut. So Clearcut was released on January 31st. It's a high risk, high reward product. One card. Phil. Yeah. Phil's very excited. He's got new product releases. He's going to share a card he pulled on Friday Nights with Phil in a Clearcut just a couple days ago. Okay, so here's the very first early look at top 5 23-24 Clearcut sales. Any sales made on eBay have been verified as paid for on Terapeak. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Louis, you look scared. Are you scared?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yes, finally, not on me. Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm scared. I'm sad. There's one beauty in
Clearcut's
here.
great, man. You got a good card in Clearcut, it's awesome, and you get a bad one. Oh.
Okay, well, here's number 5. A Cale Makar high gloss auto out of 10 sold for $385 on February 6th via eBay. Best offer. Nice looking card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Number 4, the 1998-99 Upper Deck Ionics Authentics Connor McDavid auto out of 25 sold for $514 via eBay on February 6th as well. That's okay.
It's okay.
Here's one you'll love, Louis.
Makes my heart go pitter patter.
2003-04 Upper Deck Classics Portraits Gold 101.
1 of 1.
101.
Martin Brodeur sold for $531 on February 5th in an eBay auction. He's got the mask on. We've talked about Brodeur mask off, mask on.
Mask off.
Pretty looking card, actually. I'm not a big portraits, guys, but given it's a portrait in his hockey uniform, I like it better.
Yeah.
Number 2, Connor Bedard base auto sold for $879, Phil, on February 6th by eBay.
It blows me away. That's nuts. 101 Brodeur, 531 base auto.
It'd look cooler if it was inscribed, eh? Those cards.
And then number 1 is a Connor Bedard 0304 Classic Portrait Silver out of 35. Sold for $963 in February
Wow.
6th by eBay auction.
Bedard
Not a bad
market
looking
still going hard, eh? That's
Robust.
crazy, man. Wow, robust. Good word.
Robust.
Any surprises here for you guys? No.
Yeah, how much?
I thought the prices would be a little bit higher on I don't know, the portraits, and there's not an iconic clear cut card, right? Would it?
Nope. That's a little bit
No.
of a problem.
Yeah.
And to the point that we've talked about this before, Louis, but on the brochure,
Mhm.
it's a beautiful looking card, but kind of a meaningless 101. Like, would that card
Yes.
be any worse if it was out of 35? No, it'd be
Probably
just as
not.
cool.
That's how I
Yeah.
feel about the high gloss. Like, oh, the Kill McCarr. Yeah, but it's a high gloss
same
clear
thing.
cut. Like, dude, that doesn't really matter. Like, I don't care. I don't know why. It just doesn't seem to matter to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back on Thursday show with some probably feedback on Allure. So
Allure.
looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Got to make a mention for Gongshow partner sponsor Slab Sharks. Thankful for their support.
Who?
Slab Sharks. Fanatics Collect. Sorry, God, I do it all the time. Why?
Every freaking show. Oh, it's amazing.
Such a
Good thing they don't
loser.
watch our show, eh? Fanatics would be like,
Mm.
they're busy. We're slipping
The
through
February
cracks.
premiere auction is live, runs through Thursday the 20th. I thought this was impressive. Of the 122 total cards in the premiere auction for February, 9 are hockey cards. It's a decent representation.
We're on the map.
It's a pretty standard fare. You got your McDavid, Crosby, OV, RPAs, but there's 2 cards particularly that I want to highlight from the
I know what you're going to
February
show.
premiere.
I know exactly what card
I
you're
know.
gonna show.
Well, you know one of them, but did you know this one? This McDavid Cup RPA at a 99,
Oh.
BGS 9.510. I just think this is a ridiculous patch. This is a very, very nice copy of his RPA at a 99. I still don't love how the name is written over text.
Yeah.
And the auto's fading. He didn't press hard there.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't notice
poopy
that.
auto.
Okay, so you're not as... the patch is great, though, huh?
Great chunky patch. I want to bite it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's the next one, Phil?
I think it's a Gretzky Essential Credentials I saw.
100%.
Yeah, I knew it, man. I
So,
knew it.
no, here's a good example. Like, would I ever use a service like Adam? For this card, maybe. Right? There's no way I'm going to have the cash to buy this card. All right.
What's this going for? Like, what will this go for?
I think it's like 12,000 now.
Oh my God. I don't like it that much. You do, though, eh?
I do. It's
Woo!
for my favorite set of all time. It's a 2012 Fleer Retro Wayne Gretzky Essential Credentials now out of 9 BGS 9.5. So it's the lower serial numbered between the now and the future. It's also the first Essential Credentials. Kobe's going bananas. He loves it too, just as much as I do. If he was in an Oilers jersey, would it be a little bit better? Sure. But
The White Kings is nice with the brown there. I don't know why that works, but it's just the grays and the browns and earth tones.
like to me, in my collecting orbit and my planet in the multiverse, this is a grail card for me.
Okay. And this is they're I'm sure I've held one in hand. I just don't remember. They're the clear cut like PMTG 90 tech, right?
Yeah, you nailed it. Clear cut PMTG 90 tech. That's it. It's PETG is acetate.
Okay.
And then what is special a lot about the Essential Credentials, it's actually a sandwich where the acetate is in the middle, and then like the red part or maroon brownie looking part is like a rainbow foiling that was affixed to both the front and back.
Oh,
So it's almost like a mixed media product where it's got layers to it.
so pop in your hands there, Joshy Poo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
it
the
does, eh?
Pablo
Cool.
Bure Future. That's the one Essential Credentials I have from this set.
Yeah, you paid a few hundo for that, eh?
Yeah.
Do you want me to crack
yeah,
it when you win this auction? Do you want me to just bring it to the expo? I'll crack it out for you.
Yeah. Well, I actually wanted to talk to you about this, Phil.
Okay.
Seriously. Now, I know we joke around a lot, but if you buy this card for me, I promise I'll never make fun of you for your Shane Pinto cards again.
No, I like it when you make fun of me.
Sorry. Let me rephrase that. If you buy this card for me, I'll make an honest effort for at least a week to not make fun of your Shane Pinto.
Yeah. Revamp that statement, eh? No, I don't think. I'd rather just lend you money if your roof was leaking, but I'm not lending you money to buy hockey cards, though.
My roof is leaking.
Yeah. Okay. Don't sleep on the buy now marketplace at fanaticscollect.com. I remember the name this time. Look at me.
Boy.
You can find great hockey cards 24/7, 365. And then the current weekly auction is live as well. Ends this upcoming Sunday night. Lots going on with Fanatics Collect per usual. So see it all. Get your next PC cards at fanaticscollect.com. Another big mailbag.
Yeah.
Excited for mailbag. Now let's get right into it. We got like a lot of questions. Discord, Mad Dog Nav 78. Would flagship base be more popular if the photos were all like UD Canvas? Sounds like a Louis question to me. Louis.
No, I don't think so. I think they need to stay more game themed and let Canvas be what it's turned into, which is kind of just the off the cuff stuff.
Phil.
I want to say yes, but I don't think so. They'd get a lot more of my respect with the effort of picking the photographs on the cards, but I'm still waiting for someone to demystify that picking process for me. I'm sure we'll get an answer. We'll get to the bottom of it eventually. But I do not think, to answer your question, I do not think it'd be more popular. I just don't. I don't think people are collecting hockey cards for photographs. I think I'm an outlier when I talk about it.
It seems like the whole what do we do about base? How can we make base better? How can we make base more popular? How can we make base meaningful? Has been really percolating a lot lately. Like I'm seeing it in a lot of places. The only, well, first of all, if there were a simple answer, so many people are trying to figure this out. Probably Upper Deck and Fanatics and Panini at the top of that list, that I'm sure something would have already been put in place. But as I was trying to think through it, to me, until there's a reason to collect the sets, or that the collectors feel that there's a more of a reason to collect the sets, it's not going to make base popular. And we've talked about like the MVP buyback program that Fanatics does. What if Upper Deck did something like that with like, if you collect the Series 2 base set or any base set, that you can go to your card shop and exchange that for something.
A pack of something, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I'd be
give you a reason to care, because if you have a reason to collect, then you're more likely to look at the cards and appreciate them, I think.
Yeah.
Good. That's great, man.
Thank you. I am great. Discord, Fairly 5233. Do you think the Kraken should give Shane Wright more playing time?
Yes. I don't know.
Well, Louis did some homework on this one.
Yeah, there we go.
I did, but I agree with Phil. Yes, and I'm guessing Fairly also thinks he should too. But yes, he's been playing well. Last 6 games, 3 goals, 3 assists. But his problem is being behind 2 other forwards from his draft class. They're averaging 5 more minutes on the ice, which, who are we talking about here? Shane Wright, Jesus. He's only getting 14 minutes of ice time.
Yeah.
And there's been a couple quotes from Blysma, the coach, that at the same time he thinks he's a heck of a player, but he still thinks he's got some stuff to learn. And I don't know when it was. Did he come in and coach halfway through the season or something? In that article, it was talking about he coached him in minors.
I don't know.
And, it didn't give him a lot of time there too. But I guess the only thing going for him is the kid's got time. He's only 21.
Yeah, he's a baby. That's crazy. Shane Wright's only 21. That's you take through 2 or 3 more years to develop, and he might just have a great career, right? He's not a Tyler Bertuzzi who's been in the league for 10 years.
Right. It's the thing that's killing him is just he's behind that Chandler, Stevenson, and Berniers. It's the third line center.
The thing we've learned, Louis, from your quarter century teams is the shelf life of an NHL coach is nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's conspiracy theories to keep great players off the ice when you're a coach. If you really feel like they're going to help you win, you're going to put them on the ice, right? So there has to be something that's held this kid back through multiple coaches now that he just needs to work on or improve.
Sure. Yep, I just got that off that, I said I think he deserves to, but coach doesn't feel the same way right now, so just keep doing what you can. Kid, keep scrapping away, that's good over the last 6 games, 3 goals, 3 assists.
Yeah, I want him to
in 14 minutes total time on the ice. Jesus.
Well, remember when he got drafted, he just kept dropping and the look of frustration and anger on him in the stands. And it was one of those like, dude, what do these GMs know that we don't, you know?
Mhm.
Yep.
And maybe that thing that we didn't know is affecting him now. I don't know. Who knows?
To your point, though, Philly does have time.
He does
Yep.
have time.
Instagram, Dean Portman. Do you guys have any sets of your favorite team that you put together? Like the Wild inaugural season, card of every player that played on the team, or Phil, maybe a 16-17 Sens when they almost made the Stanley Cup Finals?
You done asking me the question?
Yeah. Do you guys collect players from your favorite team?
I collect no-name players from the no-name Sens players from the 90s, and big fan of that. But I know the basis of your question. I can't think of anything that my brain goes that way. I could see with my top loader binder fixation, I could start collecting some pretty obscure sets that I create in my head. Good question though, man. Good question. I'll have a better answer for you in a year. Please re-ask.
Louis, do you collect any team sets?
No.
Okay.
Do not.
Discord, Kreutzer, a mailbag question from the previous episode. Where you were to rank 4 sets and all 3 of you ranked SPA last. It got me thinking about the beautiful subset SPA has had over the years that's kind of been forgotten or at least lost its hype. I went down a rabbit hole. One of the greatest designs ever, in my opinion, is 2017-18 Immortal Inks. But there's only 3 cards on the checklist. However, I found there's a 17-18 Yzerman and Mahavlich that's not on the checklist, but that does exist. Probably was an update. And there are recent sales of them. I was wondering if you had a way to find out why these cards aren't on the checklist. Again, they're probably an update. And if there's possibly even more cards in the set not on the checklist. I also wanted to hear your opinion about the design. It's a darn shame there's only 5 different cards with only that are out of 10. They are so beautiful. So there's the Gretzky Immortal Ink from 17-18.
I think that's
beautiful looking card.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a well-designed card, but what do you think about the picture they picked? Does that look like Wayne? Yeah,
It's a little sepia for me. It's a little, but I like
facial
the
expression
brown auto. Yeah.
Does his facial expression?
It tells me keep running your mouth. Come get it.
There you go.
Yeah, Louis got some good info on this.
But this was I quit after like 40 minutes. I could find the Mahalovich. That was no problem. I see the Yzerman on Card Ladder, but so just to give people a little info on it here, 17-18 SP Authentic Immortal Ink had 3 cards, like you said, out of 10. It's a Delvecchio, Brodeur, and a Gretzky. And then I found the Mahalovich. It was an SP Authentic updates in 2018-19, but labeled as 27-18 SP Authentic Update 1. So I don't know if this was one of the, like a late autograph return, had the cards longer than they could put them out.
Yeah. About half the sets have updates, which can include cards for, I've seen going back 8 years.
Oof.
Right. So it just, you never know when they're going to show up.
But Yzerman he's in 09-10, 13-14, 17-18, 18-19, 21-22. But I can't find him on any checklist in any update 1, update 2, his name in an update for that specific card he's talking about, the 17-18.
Hobby mystery.
So after about 40 minutes of trying to look around, I just was like,
yeah, that's not giving up. That's succeeding, buddy. Yeah, that's not giving up after 40 minutes. Yeah.
Discord, Mad Dog Nab 78. What if a hobby Thanos snapped all new Legends cards out of existence? Example, no more new Wayne Gretzky cards, etc. Would the hobby care? Would the physical base cards matter if they were redeemable like E-Pack? What do you guys think?
Yes, I think the hobby would care greatly. I love my new modern Legends. Parker's Champions is one of my favorite sets. I love modern cards of Legends because it keeps it alive, keeps us talking about it. You know, I think they're good. I don't understand. Sorry, Mad Dog. What does he mean by physical base cards matter if they're redeemable? Like,
Well, he's
collect
just saying
25 and
like if the focus on like if there's no more new Gretzky cards, do we maybe care like what's the intended and unintended consequences of that? Does Matty Kachuk become more popular? Do we care about base cards more?
okay. You know what? I
Or
think he's right. I think he's onto something. I think Matty Kachuk would be more popular if no Bobby Orr, Gretzky, Bobby Hull, no, like once they're retired, that's it. No tribute cards to them. I think that would elevate more modern day players. Yes, I do.
you have a perspective on this, Baba Louie?
I think the hobby would go nuts if there was no more Gretzky pick your poison player in anything anymore. I don't really know about the base cards one.
That was another Baba Louie hobby hot take.
And I still don't understand e-pack half the time. I bought 4 or 5 packs just on a whim of that Parkhurst that came out on there.
Yeah. Oh no,
It's a-
you didn't.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pressing
did.
the button.
Just
It's not working. I'm
just
not.
for fun.
Joanne, get down here.
I transferred cards over to ComC just to get them in there to see if I could get anybody to bite on them. But can you not get the base out of there?
No, base are digital only.
Okay.
But
You
you
need
can
'em for
combine
traders.
them to get like speckles and all that stuff.
Yeah. You need the free packs too for traders, and there's a system there. There's a system. Keep doing it, Louis. You'll get used to it.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on. Discord T Olsen 70. Tori, we're gonna be setting up with Tori, me and Louis at a card show this weekend. We'll have more on that
exciting.
the next Monday show. Will a good player performance in the Four Nations tournament affect their card values at all?
No.
No. I don't. I have a no, but maybe, and I think the maybe is not going to happen because players like if they were younger, like if Bedard was on Team Canada and he had a good tournament, yes, I think his card would add some juice to his cards or help them stay at the levels they're at. Like who's the youngest guy on Canada? Like Seth Jarvis, I guess. So like if Seth Jarvis has a great Four Nations Cup, he'd have to stand out, and I think people would recognize him more because he's on Carolina. No one cares. But like, who's the next?
Well, are you
like,
saying you say no,
Lundell?
but maybe? So that's really confusing.
I'm saying if they're
for me.
young, I don't think there's a lot of young prospects in this tournament. And I think if there was more young prospects in this tournament, there'd be more potential for card values to increase or decrease. But I think a lot of guys that are playing are pretty solidified in our hobby. Like what, Crosby's going to be the best player in the league and his cards are going to go up? No,
No,
stay the same.
Sure.
You know,
it just took me to have you clarify. Now I totally understand you, Phil.
there you go. Yeah.
Instagram Avs20 with PSA seemingly changing prices and standards of grading. It seems like the only thing they haven't changed are the look of the slabs. Is it time for them to update or change their look? Looks very dated, and with better looking options without the prestige of the name, should they at least consider a more modern look? From everything we've always heard, I think a lot of people like the look of the PSA slab. I mean, I'm sort of ambivalent to it.
You're what?
Ambivalent to it. I don't want to say I hate it, but I don't think it's as beautiful as other slabs either. I don't know.
It's got pedigree to it, right? The design, the red square, it's got brand recognition at this point. I don't think it's nice, but when I was more of a PSA fanboy, I like the uniformity of my slabs. You know, it's clean, the white, it's typed out nice, the hologram. It is dated. It's not a modern look at all, but I really don't think they're going to change it. I mean, Brad even said he was like, I kind of like it. And he works for PSA, so
you know what a good analogy to that is it's the whole McDonald's thing. McDonald's has proven that consistency is better than good food. McDonald's food is objectively not good. Nobody can say that but what people value more than good food is consistency, right? And so I think that supports like what you're saying about the slab is that people I think value that. And with 100 million slabs out there, it'd be really hard to dramatically change the design.
it'd have to be quite a big campaign that they'd have to throw a lot of money at, right? And lube the hobby community up and grease those wheels and then present the big switch over, you know?
Yeah, wouldn't be a good time either for them.
No, they're raking it in. I wouldn't stop. It's great. It's fantastic. Their business model is clearly working. It's funny how many people complain about grading, yet every month more people and more people grade, right? People are voting with their wallets. So clearly grading is here to stay, and
Hmm?
you know,
I haven't met a person in 6 months that says they like PSA, but somehow they
Yeah.
grade every card in the hobby.
yeah,
Right.
So,
it's funny.
okay. Instagram, Kevin B. Smith. Should hobbyists be concerned about another flagship release Series 2 price rise? Bedard Mania made 23-24 prices skyrocket. Now Celebrini and Mitchkov will be highly sought after. Young Guns, a hobby box already 140 US, somehow still 150 Canadian thoughts. I don't think the price has changed. And I'm at least out of the gate, I don't think the price will go up. I think there's been lessons learned from the whole, and by this time, the pre-sales were ridiculous. They were well over $300 for the Series 2 Bedard release last year.
Hey, I saw Series 2 today for $250. Last year's $250, and no one's buying it.
Yeah.
At the Ottawa Card Show. Yeah, guy had 2 cases right behind him. 1 box out there, $250. Same, but when I left, same box. Cases are still not open. No one bought it.
Well, why would you? I mean, if you're the guy, I mean, I shouldn't say it like that. Like, why would you want to? But if you're chasing, if you're chasing a Bedard, there's a bajillion of them out there for you to buy. Just buy the card.
Yeah.
Look at Slab Sharks right now. I can't remember how many Young Guns were on there.
A lot of Bedard
9.
Young Guns on there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, boy.
tons.
Okay, Instagram. Or nope, Discord. Miles24. I love this question. I can never answer it though. Worst player who gets a ton of hobby love.
Well, according to Josh, it's Chris Pronger. Sorry.
Wow.
I put him on the Hobby Mount Rushmore. How am I saying worst player that gets it?
I don't know. I was bad. I have no idea.
I think being a good player is so intertwined with getting a ton of hobby love. It's hard to say. Like, as much as I sit and I think about this question, I don't know.
The opposite is easier to answer.
Yeah, the opposite is much easier to answer. Is there anyone that gets, like, in your guys' mind, a ton of hobby love that you just don't get it?
I can't.
I left my answer blank.
Yeah, I need the week. Miles, ask the same question next week. We'll have better answers. I've been thinking about it for a couple of days. Can't think of one.
Who's the best of the worst of the best that gets a ton of hobby love?
Does Sean Avery have a hobby market? He's a bit of a twit.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
Soon to be GM, maybe soon, huh?
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, he's like angling to be the GM of the Rangers.
Oh, please!
He's kind of throwing shots at Chris Drury.
A photo shoot at 3 p.m. Sorry, I mean press conference. Press conference at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram Stells20. What are your thoughts on the success of the new PWHL set? Will the PWHL remain popular in future releases? And what are your thoughts on the future value of the inaugural set? Well, I'll just throw in, I've been pleasantly surprised how sought after it's been. And I don't know how to predict what, if there will be less interest next year because it's not the first set again, or, it probably is tied to the performance and interest of the league.
Mm-hmm. How well that's run. So a lot of people don't know. Stells, you might know, Stells 20. There's been multiple female professional leagues, multiple of them in the last 20 years. The PWHL is doing everything with big money and doing it the right way and learning from previous leagues' mistakes. If you look up the history of the PWHL and how it came to fruition, I guess it's pretty interesting. And it sounds like they're doing all the right things. They need to continue that. They need to continue getting, almost 10,000 attendance at games would be nice. It all depends on the sustainability of the league itself. Then the hobby market, I think, can prosper.
I'm definitely rooting for it, but I wouldn't bet on it at this point. Not because I think it's going to fail, just because it's such an unknown. I don't think it's a very safe bet. Too many variables that could go wrong. But I'm really excited. The first set's doing well, and I'm very hopeful that it will be an ongoing success. Okay, Instagram, Raybork Collection. Do you think we will see in a few years autograph cards in Series 1 or 2 or extended, even if they are as rare as the out of 25 outburst? There are autographs in flagship. There's Snow Spray. Isn't that the
Yeah.
They're pretty rare, and there's been a couple of canvas autos too.
There's canvas
But-
autos in. I thought those are clear cuts.
No, like there was
Really?
one in. It's funny. You have a checklist site, and you start doing checklists, and
Yeah.
you really start to learn about these products. Bill.
That's good,
That's about-
Josh. Keep learning. I can ask you all the time now.
But in general, though, there aren't many, and I actually like.
I like that.
I
there's
hope not.
Yeah, me too.
I want differentiation between sets.
Yeah.
I don't want every set to have the same configuration to it. And there's plenty of products with a million autos. So my hope would be no. You guys have an opinion on this?
I wrote no, but I think I kind of even read the question is, would you want to see in a few years?
Mm,
No, I don't. I like it the way it is. Save those more for like the clear cut and
Yeah.
what already has them.
Phil, are you okay with no autos in flagship?
Oh, I thought I mentioned no. I
Oh.
prefer no autos in flagship. Yeah, I would prefer it. I like flagship staying the way it is.
Instagram, it's freaking Polly. One of my favorites. Love Polly. As someone who's nearing 50 Kevin Korchinski Young Guns and Young Gun
Attaboy.
variations,
Nice.
at what point are you considered to be in the Pinto Club?
Oh, you're in it.
Are there meetings for this? Am I supposed to consult a medical professional? Just wanted to know. Thank you. Okay, Phil, what do you?
Well, this is it's freaking Polly. I'm just gonna call him Polly. This is fantastic. I think I could incorporate a group session so the minimum entry would be 50 Young Gun cards, and we should oh man, this is great. Polly, I'll be in contact. I think this is good. We should start a club, Yeah, it'll be good.
Okay, this is the next one's kind of a Louis question.
Oh gosh.
It is for sure a Louis question.
Oh.
Instagram, Teddy Z85. Thoughts on Dawson Mercer? All right, Louis, you get to talk about one of your 53 favorite teams.
Dawson. Yeah. So I threw this guy on the struggle bus back on the 20th. Since then, he has only produced 3 goals and 1 assist. Like I said, then he has talent, but he needs to show it more consistently. Timo Meier, Eric Halla, and himself. If you didn't watch the game Saturday, were probably the worst line I've ever seen against Montreal. Still, even though they won 4-0. His 3 goals that he's had in his last 5 games have all been assisted by Meier. Now, I know that they've been put on a line together, hoping to help Mercer out, especially while Heischer's been out. I don't know. Time will tell. We talked, he's kind of been crappy since he's been there. I don't know nothing's gonna change overnight, but I don't know how much time they have to wait either. With what they gave up for him. So we'll see. I wouldn't throw the towel in yet, but I wouldn't go buy him.
If 100+ years of hockey hasn't taught us that talent alone isn't enough to have a great career, right? There's littered with thousands of players who had talent that just never put it together.
Right.
So will Mercer overcome that? I don't know. But it hasn't been a good couple years. So. Oh, question for me. Instagram, Ryan Moss. How short print do you think this year's O-Pee-Chee cards will be? Do you think there will be a backlash for players that were featured in the previous set? Okay. 2-part question. As far as the backlash, I don't think so because it was 9 years ago now, 8 years ago.
What can you explain? What backlash? I don't understand.
Well, he's saying that there's a lot of repetition between the original O-Pee-Chees and the checklist as far as like McDavid, Ovechkin, Crosby.
Oh, the players. Okay.
As far as short print, I really hope, and I hope, but I don't think this is going to happen, that they are as ridiculously rare as they were in 2016. As far as like Easter eggs go, and one of the things that makes me love 2016 O-Pee-Chee to the degree I do is those cards are insanely difficult to find.
Yeah, you don't see them anywhere.
Ever. Right? And that makes it awesome, in my opinion. I've got a feeling, though, these are going to be a lot more common. But we'll see.
Won't that make it more rare, the ones we have? Like we have the Gretzky, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Yours is slab though, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, PS8.
Oh, okay. Mine's raw.
I haven't. The only one I've ever seen is the one Josh has.
Oh, really? You can hold mine, Louis, if you want.
No, that's totally fine. I mean, I
Hey,
appreciate
Louis,
the offer.
can you timestamp? We got to clip that.
Okay.
Why? What's there? I didn't swear.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Which I mean, I think that's crazy and cool at the same time.
Hmm.
I mean, especially even at the expo. I didn't see any.
No.
You guys, have
Did
you ever
you
seen
see
a
him-
Pavel Bure one, Josh?
That's the only one I have.
You have a Pavel Bure O-Pee-Chee, Louis?
Of course.
This is not. This hurts my feelings. Okay, Instagram. JPTHP Golf.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
what
that
is
my
this
Bulls
question?
have dominated, Phil Sense dominated. Will
They
he
did.
bet a bowl of poutine on the next time they play? You want to bet a bowl of poutine?
Puts in. Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I'll bet a poutine. I'll get one too if I lose. I'll buy it too, and I'll eat two
Do you
myself.
eat that?
If I want to be like when I go on when we go to the expo or when I leave Ottawa, I like to eat like poopy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Instagram slightly rounded. Do you think Upper Deck should offer an online platform and volume pricing allocation for breakers on ePack? Obviously, they are key partners for promoting releases and valuable sales channel, but the base card and packaging waste seems almost unethical. So he's saying like, if breakers got their product from ePack, then you wouldn't have to like throw away billions of base cards.
I'll even take this further. I think Upper Deck should get heavily involved in all breaking and all social media influencers and really reform the way they approach the hobby. So yes, I think Upper Deck should offer an online platform.
Okay. What do you think, Louis?
Well, I don't want. Basically because they toss them. I don't know. I don't care. I just like base cards, so got to keep them in circulation somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, Top Shelf Cookie Sniper podcast. A Loud Collector.
Oh, come on.
Oh yeah, Jay's got a bone to pick with you on this one. Is
Why?
David
What'd I say?
Pastrnak an NHL top 10 offensive player in your opinion? Is he in the top 10?
Well, he's baiting me. He wants me to say something so he can be like, oh, okay, I knew you were going to say that, Phil. He's going to go, Pastrnak. Okay, well, I mean, so he won David Pastrnak. He won the Rocket Richard a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's had multiple 40-goal seasons, I believe.
50-goal seasons, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, hold on. He got 60 goals last year, didn't he? 60, 61, 2 years
I think he's
ago?
had a couple of 50-goal seasons.
So he's definitely over a point of game player. I'm confident to say that. Yeah, I would say I would say yes, Jay. Maybe that's not the answer you wanted to, but he's top 10 offensive player in the league right now. Yes. Of all time? No.
Well, no.
Of course not. Maybe if he keeps playing consistently. I just don't like, what's the big knock on Pastrnak? He's not gritty in the corners and he's more finesse. Like, do you want him on your team in the playoffs? Yes. But is he going to be a driving force in the playoffs? I don't think so. He kind of hasn't been.
No.
Right?
I don't know.
I
think it's good.
I guess, yeah, it's directed towards
I'd put him in
me.
the top 10.
You would? I would.
No.
For sure. But I don't want him on my team. I don't think he's going to.
Okay.
I don't think he's a driving force to win a Stanley Cup. I don't.
You don't need him?
Yeah, my Sens really need him now. We can't score goals. Yeah, we got schmuckered the last 3 games. That's okay. Our structure is looking good. So,
yeah. So now that you said yes and put him on the list, I can see Top Shelf in the background now yelling, "Suck it, Trebek!
Suck it, Trebek!" I got a DM. Someone's like, "Why are you picking on Alex Trebek? Because he's dead." I'm like, it's a respect thing. He's from Ottawa. And it's a Will Ferrell skit when he was on Jeopardy. He would always do it. That's why I say it, because I love Alex Trebek. Just keep it going, you know?
Instagram, Ryan Berkeley.
Oh, boy.
A couple questions. Well, he said, first one's not a question, but he wanted to say, it's impressive how the podcast has come along since it was started. Oh, that's nice. I was going back in time and looked at some of the originals. Oh, God. Was there no video? Yeah, there wasn't for first year plus. I was looking at the Hockey Card 101 pods. Could have saved myself from asking questions if I had listened to those first. I started listening on Apple Podcasts since last spring and have since switched to YouTube as it's a visual production. Thanks to Baba Louie. Just listening is just not enough in his opinion. He says, I've learned so much with this podcast.
Oh.
Oh, it's so cute.
He says that he celebrated it by eBay 1 year anniversary in the past year, so I'm quite a newbie to the hobby. Cards have changed so much since I collected baseball cards as a kid in the early 90s. No kidding. So thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. That was
Go
a
on.
guy. I love messages like that. Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Big hug back,
No
brother.
idea
Mhm.
what that means.
I don't know how he learned things. Right?
Ugh.
We're a bunch of dopes, man. I don't listen. I heard a podcast the other day say, those guys should be careful. Like people go to them for information. Who the heck said that? Like I know, like the things Josh researches. Yes, take those to the bank. But
Right.
we're a bunch of talking head silly guys. I mean, come on.
If we're talking off the cuff, yeah.
Yeah, off the cuff there. But
Jeez, but most of the stuff on here.
Phil,
is
do you remember
fact.
what you said a few days ago? I'm like, not
No.
a chance. Not a chance, brother.
You don't even know we have a website, Phil. So, and then he had a question. He said, have you ever reflected on the show on the beginnings of the pod? I'll answer that in a second. Was Baba Louie always involved? Are you going to be at the Toronto Expo in April? Phil and I will. Louie.
Gotta take care of mama.
Oh, God.
You're a jerk.
Can't be there. As far as the pod, I actually have a recommendation for if anyone's sort of interested in our origin story. I just did on Friday. I recorded with Jay, Top Shelf Cookie Sniper. I'll be on his podcast on
nice.
Wednesday, I think. And he asked me lots of questions about how the podcast began. So if that is somehow of interest to you, I don't know why it would be. But other than Jay's got a great show, check that out.
Mhm.
Great show.
And then as far as was Baba Louie always involved? No, not. I actually didn't meet Baba Louie until probably a good year into the show, maybe.
Probably. Yeah.
Year
I mean,
plus.
I knew Troy for 5,
You knew
6,
Troy for
7
long.
years. Yeah.
And then we met at a girls' hockey picnic.
We did.
Ooh.
I think did either Troy introduced us or you just came and introduced yourself to me?
I
Probably.
saw you. That was
Damn.
right when you got, not long after you got Kobe. So you were busy walking Kobe around and.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it was kind of like a King of the Hill thing, like Louis, Josh. Yep.
Yeah.
No, we became pretty fast friends, I think.
God damn it, Louis.
Glad I met him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how that worked out.
Working.
Discord. Oh, what you got something to say?
No,
Wanna
I
say you
just
love
said
me?
it's working.
can say it.
Love you.
Okay, thank you. Discord, Bourbon Card Collector, last question. If McDavid retired today, what would happen to his hobby market immediately and in a year plus?
Oof. I think it wouldn't go down. Yeah, he's got to win that cup. We want Adam's high gloss to increase in price.
Marcel Dion kind of.
Yeah,
thing?
that would be the worst thing ever. He'd be remembered for almost being something great. Yeah.
I think McDavid lives on, even if when he retires at just a normal time, like a Gretzky.
Even if he never wins a cup.
Not to that status. I'm not going to, but
he needs a cup or no.
Really? Do you think so?
Yes. 100%. He needs a cup. He needs a cup or nothing's going to change for him.
Well,
he wins the Stanley Cup
right now.
It's different. It's really different, dude. Could you imagine if Patrick Waugh never won a Stanley Cup? He would not have the pedigree he has. Not a chance. He needs.
Well, he would be
Stanley
probably
Cup.
maybe like a football, like a Dan Marino would be, where everyone acknowledges he was great, but then but always says he could never win it all. And that's the thing where I agree with Phil to some extent, Louis, would be that McDavid would come up and they would say two things: he's great and he never won a cup.
Yeah, and then they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I would think so. He wins 2 cups, that changes everything. Everything. 1 cup is great. You win 2, you win 3, for you're up there with Gretzky, and they'll say, it was a different time of hockey. McDavid could never beat Gretzky's records, but like if McDavid wins 3 cups, he's right in the conversation for greatest players of all time. Even if he doesn't beat any Gretzky or Ovechkin, if he beats any of those records. Different time of hockey, right? Everybody knows the 80s was lots of goals, lots of fighting, lots of clutching and grabbing. It's known for something. 90s, the roughness, the big head hunting, 2000s getting out of it. There's eras of our hockey. And Connor McDavid wins 1 cup, changes everything. 2 and 3 cups, the GOAT of all time, right there with Gretzky. My opinion.
I'm not arguing.
Okay.
Good debate. Well, we're at personal pickup time. Phil, you got something? Oh, yeah.
I only have one, and I didn't send Louis a picture, so I'll just hold it up. I got that in a break, and I made funny faces, and I'm really happy. And oh my god, do you know this card right now? The 54-55 is on eBay right now, and it's at over $2,000 already. So this is the greatest card I've ever hit in a box. If you want to see me hit it, check out our Gongshow podcast YouTube lives, because I go Friday nights with Phil. I got to put that down. My arm's getting sore. But I'm really excited that I have a big trader. And I'm going to try and trade it at the Quebec City. And if I strike out, I'm going to give it to Sylvain to put on Slab Sharks, and we'll see what it gets, Phil. Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
Baba Louie. Ooh, you got a nice one.
I'm working my way into a rabbit hole here because now I only got one
there we
left,
go.
and I'm going backwards on it. So I picked up an 1819 O-Pee-Chee Platinum, Seismic Gold, Nico Hischier.
Awesome.
So there's only one that I'm missing, and that's 1718.
Wow. So you got all of them through 2023, 24?
I'm sorry, 23, 24 I also need, but
sweet.
1819 is a great O-Pee-Chee Platinum year. Great designs, big pop, good prints. I mean, that one looks a little off center, but other than that, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Didn't care.
All right. Nice card. I had one pickup too. We each had one card to show. It's a 2010-11 O-Pee-Chee Mikko Rantanen Retro Black Rainbow out of 100.
Nice.
Random. I really, really, really love the set. I'm kind of like Kiprasov is a guy I like to collect a tiny little side piece. I feel like there's never cards, and he has such a cult following.
Yeah.
It's and then but beyond everything else, look at his helmet.
Yeah, it's Ghost Rider-ish, eh?
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. Cool. I have a number of cards from the set. The retro black borders. They're awesome.
I have the whole set.
Rainbows. A black rainbow?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, not bad, eh?
Nice.
I remember collecting that set when I was heavy into trying to get that set. I'm a big O-Pee-Chee guy, but nobody was really paying attention that I was collecting cards in my life, and it was 10 years ago. And I missed a couple of parties because I was organizing that set. I would have a quiet night by myself, told nobody. Yeah, big fan of that.
All right, boys, we did it.
Yay.
If you liked the episode, please leave a rating and review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, want to support us, you want to chat with us on the Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server, you want to help out the checklist site, please consider a $5 a month donation. Join our $2.99 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description, both YouTube and podcast apps, and our Instagram, TikTok profiles. On our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, there's a become a patron link, and then you can just go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, and search for Hockey Cards Gongshow. Hey, we're on social media. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast is a production of Dogbox Ventures LLC. Have an awesome, amazing week. And Baba Louie, take us out.
Bye.
Yo, it's the Gongshow. We're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire. No holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gongshow Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gongshow. Let's go, let's go. One say the minute show.